prime time on the top game, it's a fine line. Man in the match, that's David, he's the main guy, keep a close eye. Make sure you don't make no wrong play, cause I'm with Jose and Andre. When Cyrus comes to walk in, you better know that you are watching Premier League. David, tell them what time we on. Prime time. Let me hear you say Premier League. David, tell them what time we on. Prime time.
Hello and welcome to Premier League Primetime Season 6, Episode 3. You may be thinking, where is everyone? Don't worry, people will be here, although whether Andre turns up or not, I don't know. He's currently ill at this current moment in time, at this point in the recording, so best wishes to him. Hope he recovers. And Sirius has decided to do a series and this, turn up just whenever. He should be here though in like roughly 20 minutes or so. But I'm here with Mo. I'm here with Jose. How are you two doing? All good? I love how Mo's been here long enough that he already knows. He already knows how it works. He already knows. It's been for two episodes. 2 episodes and he already knows protocol. I was hoping and praying just like before the show began. Just like, he's not familiar with it long enough. Nope. It took him 1 episode to just figure it out. So amazing. Great. So now instead of 3 of you, it's going to be all 4 of you with no response. But it is what it is. Let's just get straight into this. We'll start with Manchester City. Mo, looking at your run of games, what would you score Pep and your citizens and any players that stand out positively, negatively to start?
Well, the signing of Donnarumma has definitely helped a lot, especially in the best situations that we have had over the years with Ederson, just like needing like those last minute saves where like if the momentum is with like the opposition, then we need to keep it going, and get those saves. And Donnarumma is exactly that. And honestly, we still need a right back. Yes, Kusanov or whenever we play Nunes there has helped out tremendously.
Nunes has been all right
Especially
in recent weeks. I can't lie. He's
Nunes has
actually
been
been all
all
right.
right, and Kusanov has also been balling out too as well. So yes, we still need a proper right back, but so far it's looking good. For Pep, top 5 so far, so it's not inherently bad. But I know our standards, we. we we definitely value ourselves a little bit higher than that. We shouldn't be 6 points behind Arsenal right now, but it's just like the simple mistakes that we have made, especially in the early games and even against Villa recently, has cost us those points. But then again, not a bad start. And just looking forward to this next game against Bournemouth. I believe we play at home. I believe it's
Oh yeah,
Sunday.
that's gonna be a difficult game. That's gonna be a
So that's a
really
big,
difficult
yeah.
game.
So that's a big game, and overall, players just as well as Haaland, he's doing his thing. Top goal scorer currently right now. As expected.
He's
Um, as
although he went
well,
MIA last weekend though, but bar
yeah.
that, then
As
you're
well as
constantly good.
Tijani Reinders, that's also a
Mm.
really big sign that we have made. He's definitely given us those legs that we needed in the midfield, especially having to go through a double pivot of Gundogan and Bernardo from last season. It's definitely a big improvement. As well as I would say Diaz, his form has been picking up lately as well. He's starting to become more consistent now, especially with the help of Vardio as well, coming back from injury recently, as well as Nico O'Reilly as well too. That's also another stud, really young stud that we have on our team currently, which really gives competition to Ryan Nouri. And you just got to think to yourself, like, would you want more defensive stability with Nico O'Reilly or more attacking support with Ryan Nouri? But that's just for Pep to decide. Um, and overall, I mean, our wingers are starting to look like better wingers now, and product is getting better, especially with Doku and Savino. And they're giving more service to Holland. So, overall, the team's doing great. Team's doing great, but then again, we really should be higher than where we're at right now. It's just like the simple mistakes that we either making our lineup decisions or costly mistakes of like certain subs that shouldn't be subbed on or subbed out at really key moments of the game. But great start, great start.
No, definitely. I'd say the defeat against Aston Villa was semi-unexpected, but I don't know, I can't like at this point it feels like that Arsenal have not they've only have they lost one game? Yeah, they've lost one game. And yeah, I feel like every loss you make at this point will feel detrimental in the long run. But it's still very, very early. Still very early in the season. But we're approaching now a third of the season being done and completed. Jose, what about you? Anything with Manchester City in these recent weeks that have just stood out to you in particular, positively, negatively?
I mean, they've looked solid again, I think. I guess the loss against Villa might put a little might dampen that a little bit, but I think overall they've looked quite solid. Haaland especially has looked really good. He's looked back to his self from 2 seasons ago, I think. I mean, yeah, just overall solid for Manchester City. I don't have that much else to say about it.
No affairs. One thing that I will say, right, is that Manchester City's attack without Haaland right now. During the D&M show this week, you were saying that bar Haaland, your attackers have scored 1 goal, like combined.
Yeah, even the own goal
How's
has
it
more
sounding
goals than them right now.
Yeah, that's mental. Yeah.
But that's only due to the reason why is because Marmoush has been out with injury. Turkey's also been out with injury, and as well Foden just kind of got back into it. So our creators, like during the time when Holland went on that insane run up until now, um, we haven't really had much creators in our midfield. John Ryan can only do so much, even though when you have, another DM, Nico Gonzalez, he's not really much of a playmaker. It's more so like, a keep possession and then just lay it off to, I'm saying our 2 8s up top. And that's usually either Reidner's or if Foden is playing the 10 spot as well. But then again, it's just like interest kind of really showcasing that in that stat line right there as to why, Holland's like our only only main goal scorer at the moment.
No, yeah, and I mean for City, I mean hopefully they'll get some players back, and that the attackers have just come back, Cherky and Foden and all that, and Marmoush will get up to speed quickly because they're going to need that if they're going to compete in this. Well, I feel like it's going to be what was a 3-legged title race is now quickly turning into a 2-legged title race. Let's have a look at Chelsea. Why not? Looking at Chelsea's run of games, I'll just throw that into the pair of you since you two are the only ones here. Scores, ratings for Enzo Maresca. Any players standing out negatively, positively?
They've looked pretty shaky overall. I think I have to point out Willian Esteval, who looked really good. Looks like a great talent. Moises Caicedo, I think, has been the best player in their team. As we've seen for a lot, he's like I think he's one of their top goal scorers at the moment this season, and he's doing it from midfield.
Oh, is
So
he?
I think I think he is, at least in the Premier League, maybe. But I don't know, maybe I read that wrong. But he scored a lot of important goals for them, and he's been playing really well. But overall, I just think they probably have what, like 7 center backs, and I think like they have what, 2 or 3 fit.
No,
maybe?
yeah. No. What's
So
funny is that all their center backs are like squad player. When you think Chelsea squad player like level, they're more or less all of that level. Alex Fofana, I think he's a very, very good. I think he's a very good centre back. I think he's a very good player, but we all know his injury problems. You can't rely on Wesley Fofana. Relying on him is like relying on Luke Shaw to stay fit for a whole season. You just know what you're going to get with that. I'd say bar him, nobody else really. You could say, starting quality definitely, but they have too many centre backs, but they also need one. But the recruitment team just, they like to sign younger players. They're not going for the proven track record. Even João Pedro has been struggling, and honestly, without Palmer in the side, there's nobody else that can really create. Cucurella's is again up there for assists and for goals. You know what? Reece James has been a shouting balls over to say. He's been fit for most of them the season. But I think there's one player that's so polarizing that we need to talk a bit more about. Enzo Fernandez. For me, he just symbolizes Chelsea in a heartbeat. Chelsea could be absolutely top class on the day, like they were against Liverpool. like they were against Ajax. And then next thing before you know it, they could be like how they were against Manchester United away at Old Trafford, like how they were against Brighton at home, like they were against Sunderland at home this past weekend. They're just so inconsistent. Do you think Enzo at a certain point is, could be a problem to the point where, Chelsea may have to abandon this Enzo Fernandez, led midfield and find someone else?
I don't know. I think Chelsea's midfield is honestly the least of their concerns. I think Chelsea's midfield is probably their most solid area, especially obviously when Palmer is fit. I think the trio of Palmer, Enzo, and Caicedo is really good. And I think that I looked it up, and Caicedo and Enzo share Chelsea's top scorer in the Premier League. They're both the top
Enzo
scorers.
has scored a lot of penalties. I think
yeah.
he's serving bar Palmer. I think he's a penalty taker. I think.
Yeah, but no, I agree that Enzo definitely he's up and down like Chelsea is. Like he's not always at his best, and he can be pretty inconsistent at times. But I think overall Chelsea's midfield is not what they need to be looking at. I think they need to be looking at, like we said, their center backs and their attackers for more goals and their center backs for more consistency.
How do you spend over $1 billion and your front three averaging this season for who's like started the most games has been João Pedro, whether it's Neto, and I told people about Neto as well. People calling Neto one of the best wingers in the league. He's absolutely not. He's absolutely not. Pedro Neto for me is, I don't know, a Portuguese spicy Dan James, but I don't know, with more end product for me. That's what he is, really, because he's also up and down, inconsistent. Having him and then signing, flipping Garnacho on top of it when you have Quenda coming in next season, I didn't see the point of that. I mean, as for me, everyone knows where I stand on Garnacho. There's no point of even saying it. So, I mean, I was more than happy to see my club bin him off to Chelsea. And, as Jose and I have been saying, for however long we've seen this guy at our football club, it's taken Chelsea fans, 5 minutes to see that this guy's been a waste of money, of 40 mil, even though he did score, but he didn't do anything else for that. And how much did they spend on how much was Jamie Gittins? He was a lot of money as well. I think he was like what?
I was gonna say 50 million at least.
It was close to 50 mil.
50 to 60 million. Neto was the same price around that. João Pedro's, I think he was around 50 million, but that's someone that you can see fundamentals for João Pedro and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, that's someone that will improve. He's still relatively young. He will grow in time. Blah blah blah. He's got very good fundamentals. So that's a piece you can work with. Whether that's someone that's first off the bench in the long term, or whether he's someone that somehow cements his place as a starting player for Chelsea in the long term. Which I don't think he will. I don't think he will. João Pedro, but I mean, he definitely can. He's more than capable. He's a very talented player, but João Pedro isn't your out and out goal scorer, and I think without Palmer, Chelsea lack that. For me, João Pedro is suffering the same problems. Not exactly the same problems, because João Pedro's levels above this player I'm about to name, but part of the reason why Nicholas Jackson struggled at Chelsea, not just due down to his, lack of his own ability, but not having Cole Palmer, who, was pivotal. Cole Palmer was pivotal for him as well. Not just scoring goals, but just, being able to link play together or whatnot. They played off each other very well. And João Pedro doesn't have, that second player to play off of. So in a sense, I think they kind of have they're going through similar issues. With obviously João Pedro being a far better footballer and player than Nicholas Jackson. We know what Jose thinks about Nicholas Jackson, so we'll keep it moving. But you know something I do find funny though about Chelsea, right? How do they have a goalkeeper so poor that they're crying for Robert Sanchez to play every week?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a mystery to me how they've signed so many players and they've all just been terrible. At least the vast majority of them. Because
with £1 billion, if someone told me that a football club had £1 billion to spend, I'd be thinking, okay, yeah, they're going to be definitely going for the best of the best, proven, maybe some young players, but yeah, definitely going to be getting the best possible that they can get. It's more or less an unlimited budget, and you're telling me, yeah, that attack, that front three you see most most games this season has been, it's actually been shocking. It's actually been so shocking. But I mean, hey, long may it continue with Chelsea, man. Long may it continue. Some of these men are telling me that De Ligt isn't good enough for Chelsea, and that De Ligt wouldn't be, they wouldn't want De Ligt at Chelsea. Yeah, I think the less said the better. But I can't say nothing more about that. On Chelsea, Manchester United. Why not? Jose. Looking at our past 5 or so games, scores, ratings, Ruben Amorim, any players to mention in particular, positively, negatively? What are you saying?
Well, I'll leave all the negatives for you, Dave, because I'm sure you'll point them all out. But I think that I think that we've looked much better. We've looked much better overall in every aspect of our game. I think in our midfield, I think Bruno has been shining. I think in our attack, and Mbomo has been shining. Seshko, I think every game Seshko has played, he's either scored or assisted. So I can't really ask for more than that for my striker. But center backs, I think De Ligt has looked really solid. Yoro has looked really solid. I'm liking what I'm seeing overall. I think the way we're playing has been really good. I thought we played probably our best game under Amorim was the Brighton game, because I think Brighton is a really tough opponent for us. For whatever reason, we always lose to them.
Brighton Munich.
I think we've lost, like 4 out of the last 5 games we played against Brighton. Something like that.
I feel like we lose every game against Brighton.
Yeah, I know. And like we were up 2-0, and then Brighton or up 3-0, and Brighton Welbeck gets them back into the game with a free kick.
We never make things easy.
I think Dorgu was a little lucky that I can't remember who.
Oh yeah, he was very lucky.
Minta, who lost the ball right before he was fouled. I think if he hadn't lost the ball, then Dorgu would have been sent off. So I think Dorgu was a little lucky there, but I think we finished the game really well. We were still solid defensively on every aspect except for the corner. And Bruno, I think, with that delightful little shimmy to get out of the way of the ball and let it run into the path of Mbomo, I really liked that, and it was a really good way to finish the game. And I think we finished strong. We played better than Brighton throughout, and I was really happy with that game. And obviously the Liverpool game was great too. Maguire, very happy for him. His redemption story is brilliant at the moment. I'm hoping that we can continue this form and hopefully fight for a top 4 spot. We are only 6 points off the top spot right now. So
yeah, I think we're in 5th right now. I think we're either a point, maybe level. Oh, okay, 6. I think we're below Man City by a couple points, right?
Goal difference.
I want to say we're behind them by 1 point, but maybe just goal difference.
Speaking of goal difference, for the first time, and it feels like in forever, we actually have a positive goal difference. We have a goal difference greater than 0.
Yes.
So we don't owe the Premier League anything. We don't owe the Premier League shit in regards to goals. We're not in debt for goals. No, until whenever that next time comes around. Which never say never. Especially with this flipping football club. You can never be certain about anything. They'll never make anything easy. But no, I do have to say in the recent weeks, especially since the Sunderland game, there's been so many shining positives. I know Joe said to leave the negatives to me, but in these last 3 or so matches, there's been very few. There's really not been many, and the negatives that are been there, it's kind of just the same negatives that we all know has been there. But one thing that I will say, Matthias Cunha, I said it before the season even started. He gives off prime Alexis Sanchez vibes, and for me, he's someone that he's a maverick for me. Matthias Cunha, even though he didn't score against Liverpool, he was right up there for being one of the best players on the pitch. So for me, the fact how we got 2 of the best attackers in the Premier League last season. I mean, some people were saying, "Oh, do we really need both?" Yes, we needed both of them. Considering our front 3 last season, we needed both of them, and they're finding their feet, which is a great thing. Ahmad's been, since Liverpool, he's definitely been looking more like his best. I don't think he likes playing wing back, but he's very, very good there. Because it's either him or Dallo, and it's common sense who you choose. Which on Dallo, how this guy keeps playing 90 minutes, I will never know. I will never know to this day. That it's one I know. It's one of the few negatives, but we all know this. We all know this with Diogo Dallo, the obrigado tax. You know, I don't know the flipping Portuguese contingency with him and flipping Amorim and all that. And one thing that I will say about Ruben Amorim, you know what? Just your football isn't the greatest, but you know what? All you can do is just keep winning games. And if you keep winning games, there's no point, of me screaming you should be out. There's no point of screaming Amorim out. If you're going to win, just keep on winning games, then it is what it is. In a way, you could say it's kind of like under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second season. Because, Joe, remember that season, for most matches during that season, Ole's football, we all knew the problems with Ole and his tactics and all that, but the players would bail them out. They would just win games, and Ole would just keep winning game after game after game after game. So in that sense, if you do your job in the short term, you'll secure more long-term security. And that's right now, especially with this winning streak and all that, if Amorim just keeps on winning games and just brings some damn standards back to this football club, then you know what? Just carry on. Carry on in it. But yeah, if there's anything that I'd ask the manager, just please stop playing Dallo, which I know he's going to keep doing. Please let Colby play more than 20 minutes off the bench, what I know he's going to keep doing. Please just, place Ugarte in the reserves, which I know he's not going to do. Because, Ugarte. Oh, my goodness. Just the footballing gods seem to have mercy on my soul and on Jose's soul and on the entirety of the Man United fan base's soul for having to watch this guy every week. He is such an eyesore to watch. We take Casemiro off. He comes off the bench, and we just lose control of the midfield every single time. Which, on Casemiro, he's had a really, really, really good start to the season.
Yeah, he has.
What role, how crucial of a role do you think Cass will play for us this season?
I mean, if he keeps playing like he's playing right now, he'll start every game. I think he's scoring. He's playing his game to like he's looking like his prime Real Madrid Casemiro right now. He's dominating games. He's winning us the ball. He's keeping the ball. He's scoring goals. He's doing everything that he used to do. I think one thing I will point out on Ugarte, Deva, is I don't know if you saw, but Bruno did an interview, and he was talking about how when he was playing his best football, he had players like Pogba and Matic behind him who could play a lot of line breaking passes, and he was saying how Casemiro can do that too. But the one player who is a little different is Manuel Ugarte, who he says likes to hunt down the ball. And he certainly didn't have any praise for Ugarte in that. He kind of wanted to point out that Ugarte is a different type of player in the nicest possible way, I think.
Big up Bruno, man, honestly. I mean, most people know, at this point, the captain of our football club is saying the nicest possible way. Like, he's shit. Like, that's the nicest possible way of him saying that. Like, and Bruno is spot on in the sense that, he's best football for him to do, all of his spamming crosses and all of his spam long balls is when he played with someone like Matic and Pogba. But I mean, then again, we're calling his time at the club so far. Matic and Pogba have probably been, the best midfield he's played with in comparison. Anyone else? Because throughout his time at the club, he's played with McFred, he's played with Eriksen, he's played with Casemiro. Yes, a top player, but yes, coming towards the end of his career, he's played with Amrabat, and playing with Ugarte. I'm pretty sure that's probably the worst of the lot. Playing with Ugarte, he's probably the worst of the lot. So I mean, he's right. Just wish we had signed Matic 4 years earlier, even though he was one of Chelsea's best players, so it's never going to happen. But Bruno in these recent games has looked very good. Even just the all-around performances. And that, for me, is the key. All-around performances. The basics. The Mbeumo fourth goal, brilliant awareness of that. So with Bruno on that, fair play to you. Fair play to Bruno on that. the Harry Maguire thing, I have to say, his redemption story, that goal at Anfield for me just signified the redemption story to the point where, I don't want to get rid of Harry Maguire because if you think about it, the amount of money it would cost to replace a third, fourth choice centre back that's got the experience and pedigree of Maguire is 50 million minimum, and I don't feel like spending 50 million. So if you want to stick a wage cut and stay, by all means, And at this point, it's also the same for Luke Shaw. To replace someone that has the footballing ability of Luke Shaw. Not that I want him here at the club, but I don't feel like spending money on that. So if he is willing to take a massive wage cut to stay, then fine. It is what it is. But yeah, as long as I can get to see Xerxes play more minutes, Kobe get some more game time and get more opportunities to start, and to also put Mason Mount in the same box as Ugarte, then all's good. Honestly, I think it's time, people. Let's talk about these lot. Liverpool. Liverpool Football Club and Arne Slot. I said this earlier. I've said this throughout for the past few weeks. Arne Slot is giving me spooky PTSD and vibes to Ten Hag season 2. It is. Now having his full, his full implementing his full vision and tactics and all that being implemented, getting the players that he wants, which is why I fully agree with football clubs recruiting for the football club themselves and not for a manager. The manager should be at the football clubs to work with the players that they've got, the vast majority of them. Which they spent 500 million, and they let a manager go to their backyard, who, out of all managers just in Premier League history, who has one of the worst records of any top flight British, division manager out of, every single manager since World War II. World War II. It's one of the worst records of any manager since then. You allowed him to get back-to-back wins. But, panel thoughts on Arne Slot right now? Any players, negatives, positives, which... in your words, Joe. I'll leave you to the negatives and Ammo as well, because he's been frying Liverpool the past few weeks. But I'm all for it. Them losing again to Crystal Palace, it's beautiful to see. So you two take it away.
You want me to start first? All right, cool. So I said it before the season started, and Dave has heard me say this multiple times, like. This superstar team, in my opinion, was never going to work. It was never going to work. I mean, they just made a lot of unnecessary signings that either they don't fit the system or they really need them at all. And one of the big examples that would be Isak. I mean, Aketike was balling out, man. And then you decided to, splash 130 million on Isak. Like it didn't really make much sense to me, and I'm sure it didn't make any sense to any of us here right now. Especially considering how Ekatike had like a brace on his first Premier League debut and like an assist against Bournemouth, I believe. And following this loss that they had recently against Crystal Palace, this manager had the audacity, right, to bring up City into this. He said he saw Pep line up. And he said how it was what's called wasn't our strongest X side, whatever he said. And then he said, took notes from that and tried to implement it into this game. And he thinks that the influence from Pep Guardiola is what made him lose to Crystal Palace yesterday, I believe the game was, or 2 days ago. And you gotta like especially if you're like a Liverpool fan, right? You begin to question like, did we sign Wirtz as well before we fully truly knew that he would have fit our system? Because he doesn't, bro. Like he doesn't really fit the system well. And the one game that they move him away from the midfield, he provides. That was against Frankfurt when he had 2 assists, and I was like, I mean, Wirtz has found his level. I mean, and then I said, like, the moment that they go back into the Prem and they play Brentford, he's gonna start playing terrible again, and that's exactly what they did. They lost 3-2. And then I was looking at their their recent games, and I think back into it how City played last year, right? How we only won 1 game in 15. And I'm starting to think that Liverpool might might replicate the exact same thing, because their last win was against Frankfurt, but every single other game they have lost. So it was about 6 losses in about 7 games. And especially for the defending champs. Yeah, that's not really a great start, considering that they're losing the teams left and right. And it's just about like the fact that like you buy multiple superstars from the summer transfer window, but you can't field them on the field all at once, and it's
There's no
showing.
balance. There's
It's
no
no balance
balance
at
in
all.
this
It's
team.
showing. It's honestly, if I was slot right now, I will stick to the same midfield that you had last year. Because McAllister and Gravenberg, they played exceptionally well. It brought you a Prem title, and then you had
Oh, bro,
Sloboslai
bro,
playing at the 10
McAllister's been
spot.
awful, man.
He's been
McAllister's
awful.
been
He's been awful.
dreadful. He's
He's
been
been absolutely awful.
the Buzz
Um,
Lightyear memes are absolutely diabolical. But I mean, I'm all for it, man. Honestly,
um,
he's been rubbish, man.
but yeah, I mean,
Soboslai's been one of the best players this season. A player that I've had my fair share of criticism, but I mean, fair play to Soboslai. He's been yeah, probably you could say their best player so far this season, even though it's not saying much at all. I mean, there's a whole host of players that we can talk about with this Liverpool side. One thing I will say with this manager, having seen this already, having experience with this myself, with one, bald Dutch manager, hearing the excuses I'm hearing are very, very similar. I'm seeing a lot of parallels, regardless of what we think about him, regardless of what we think about Ten Hag, the excuses and the post-match conferences, I'm seeing a lot of parallels, him constantly deflecting away, talking about other teams, him saying, oh, we don't have big enough a squad as people think. One thing I will say, how dare this manager complain that his squad isn't big enough? You spent $500 million to strengthen that squad, to strengthen your Jurgen Klopp's squad. Let's say Jurgen Klopp's squad that you took to a Premier League title, even though if you think about it, that squad this season before, they were on the cusp of a title, but then they just bottled it in the few weeks before. If you think about it, Klopp in his last season almost took them to a title, but they just threw it away at the end. They did the Arsenal special, but if you think about it, they almost got to a title anyways. And this manager just delivered them the title because everyone else decided to largely take a year off. Liverpool were the best of a very, very, very mediocre bunch. And mediocre for some of the so-called top six I'll say is a compliment, considering how awful we were, how awful Tottenham were last season. So they were the best of the rest. You look at them now; everyone's strengthened, everyone's improved. Really, they spent $500 million on players. Which, did they have a plan? Like, if you watch Milos Kerkez last season, he's not an inverted fullback, so continues to do it. I'm seeing him play the same 3-1-6 I saw Ten Hag do for years, thinking that it would work. Liverpool are struggling in the middle of the park. They're getting overwhelmed in the middle of the park, which gives me PTSD to flashbacks. I've seen the exact same thing with our football club, however many years ago, which the parallels are very similar. The difference is, obviously he has a lot more credit in the bank because he's just won the Premier League title. But let's talk about a few players here. Mo Salah. It's time to talk about this guy, man. Just what are you two saying about Mo Salah right now? Because it's not looking great, and Van Dijk as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say about Mo Salah. I think the path forward for Liverpool, I think they have to drop him. I think they have to. I think the way forward is a diamond, and I think the way forward is with Ekitike and Isak up front, with Wirtz in the cam and Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch in midfield below them. And I think Van Dijk stays in, but I think Salah. I think you just have to drop him at this point. I don't think he's giving them
He's
anything.
on $400,000 a week though. That's the problem.
I think
they gave him that new deal.
I think he scored a goal in the Premier League. I think he scored a goal, but it was just the ball just kind of fell to him. Took it on the volley. Classic Salah, just kind of gets a goal out of nothing, which he can still do. But I think that for the system, I think they need to drop him, and I think they need to play Ekitike and Isak together, and use both of their strengths. That's what I think.
Yeah, I also agree with that. But then, it's if I were Liverpool, especially since they still think that Frimpong is a right back. He isn't. I would experiment Frimpong there as a winger. Experiment because he has played there with the Netherlands as well. He's played somewhat decently well. And then, obviously stick to, I guess they want to keep trusting in Ward to that 10 spot, then, I mean, go ahead. But, um, it's just like his physicality doesn't really match the Prem, so I wouldn't exactly agree with that idea. But,
Oh yeah,
um,
it's known at this point. Yeah, that that Mo's a big fan of Florian Wirtz and Isak at Liverpool. Big fan.
but,
He's definitely
but,
not fried them for weeks on weeks on weeks.
yeah, but I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they ever fielded Isak and Ekitike on the field at once, right? In the starting next side, I don't believe so. But I definitely think that would be a great idea, as Jose said earlier. But it's more to like the point of just like midfield is like their biggest issue right now, as Dave said. It's no stability there. I mean, Gravenberg, if I'm being honest, Gravenberg has been like their only like semi-decent midfielder so far this year. I mean, McAllister's has been playing like terrible. Wirtz also still has yet to, find his tempo in the Prem outside. Obviously, besides that Champions League game against Frankfurt, but you know, the thing about when they spend 500 million on players, and the report I was talking about how he was talking about Pep Guardiola, it's like, instead of like investing so much into the attack, you should have kept players like Diaz. Like Diaz, he said he wanted to stay. I mean, if I were them again, I would just increase his wages and allow him to stay. But obviously he's balling out at Bayern right now, so props to him, of course. But investing into the defense, because another player that's also declining too right now is Van Dijk. Like a lot of people are not talking about him right now, but he's not playing exactly well either. I mean, he's average at best right now, including Kanate, and that center back partnership right now isn't really working best for Liverpool right now. I mean, on counterattacks, you see Van Dijk doing his nonchalant run back, and then all of a sudden, you have midfielders like Caicedo scoring like bangers against him, especially in that Chelsea game too when they won 2-1. And then games like Brentford where Thiago, like, I mean, it's just like counter is a big issue right now. And instead of investing into center backs, like I remember Arsenal, I believe they bought Hincapié, if I pronounce that name correctly, from
Yeah, and Kapia,
Leverkusen.
yeah.
Hincapié from Leverkusen. Like Liverpool were targeting him, and then you know what happened after that? They put their sights to Isak. Like, and that's about the dumbest thing I've ever seen them do recently. Like, I was like, what was the board thinking? Like, you already have a Ketsuke, just let him ball out, give him playing time. He's decent
Yeah,
striker for you
yeah, he was
guys.
off to
Like,
a great start.
and instead of investing to Hincapié and letting Konate go to Real Madrid, because that we all know that's what he wants. I mean, he's been playing like absolutely like shit right now. Instead of investing to like more center backs and a proper right back instead of like buying Frimpong, you invest in some more attackers. It's not exactly a smart plan right now. So it's just, yeah, they really did it to themselves. I mean, they dig themselves into a deep hole. And until the January transfer window comes along, I mean, I could see this form continuing until then. Could very much.
No, yeah, it's not great, man. It really isn't. I mean, even everyone else in this Liverpool side just looks like they've dropped off. Which, look, I know after you win the league, I mean, how many times have we seen the all-time Man United greats say, the hardest thing about a season was starting a new season and going again after winning the league and not and not falling victim to that hangover. Being champions. I mean, they've said it so many times. I mean, this is Liverpool's side. It's a fall from a Premier League side, from Premier League champions. I've not seen what feels like in a while. I mean, that Crystal Palace game. I mean, the cheek of that manager to say what he said when that's a game that if you're trying to build confidence, then you should, even if you don't, and look, it's the Carabao Cup, so I get to a certain extent, hey, give some of the fringe players, some of the youngsters a chance. I get it. I completely understand that. However, how did you not even have any of the heavy hitters on the bench? It would have been helpful for them, I don't know, at least have Gakpo or Salah, Katike, some of them on the bench so they could bail you out. But nope, not a single one of them. Which, when he said it's to rest for the Aston Villa game, I know. Their next two games are diabolical. They have a Villa side who have won 5 in a row. Then, I mean, hey, maybe quite literally. I mean, Joe, I know you're licking your lips because Real Madrid play Liverpool midweek. Yeah, in the Champions League. That's probably gonna be a nice day out, and probably a nice day out for Trent if he's fit. And then they play, Mo. Then they come to Ela, which you're probably licking your lips as well. whether quite literally or metaphorically. It doesn't matter because these man are shit. They absolutely stink.
We're gonna
They
destroy
honestly
them.
do. Yeah, Joe, what's up?
I just wanted to point out before we move on from Liverpool that last week we were saying that Liverpool, they won all their games. They're looking really good. And then I was like, oh, they haven't been playing very well. They need to be careful.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And then this happened.
No, he did. No, Joe did. But one thing that I will say, I feel like at a certain point, like I predicted at some point they would lose games, but I don't think any of us would have predicted this level of a fault. But I mean, look, from what our season opener. I mean, I even from the window. I mean, I think most of us said, that they were going to be the favorites of the league. I got that horribly horribly wrong. All my hands up on that one. I mean, between their frailties at the back with flipping, Van Dijk in his or defending, flipping Konate, flipping Shannon Sharp at the back. Then you have flipping Kai Cenat at right back, flipping Frimpong, and then ADHD man and flipping Kirk as at left back. This guy can't fucking concentrate to save his life. And then Gravenberch again, everything's on him in that midfield. And then between Ben 10 and flipping Buzz Lightyear midfield, flipping Florian Wirtz and McAllister. Yeah, that's not being too helpful either. And then flipping, Isak up front's just not done anything, which, maybe sitting out a whole summer not doing preseason probably wasn't the best idea now, was it? But this Liverpool side are absolutely awful for me. And I'm, I don't like to speak for people, but I am confident enough to speak for the rest of this panel. For us, long may this continue. Long may this continue. Trust the process. Back the manager. You got to believe. Believe in the manager. Just believe. Believe in the manager. Believe in the manager. Come on. You just got to believe and have hope and faith. Everything will be okay. Just trust them. Trust the process. Trust the manager. Look what happened. Also trusted Arteta. 5 years without a trophy. You just got to believe. Keep backing and believing, man. It'll all be good. Come on, Liverpool. Come on, Liverpool supporters. Come on, you lot are better than this.
A lot of Liverpool fans are already saying slut out.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Listen, what? It's taken them what? I mean, we're calling back, people can find the clips. It's been what, 7 games? 7 games, I think. Oh, wait, no, 9 games. 9 matches. I don't think I was even fully Ten Hag out, it's just 9 games. I think it was a couple of games after that. It was a few games maybe later after. We're not even in November. Maybe in around the same time. I forgot when that 3-0 loss to Man City at home. When, we decided to drop Varane and play, Evans and Maguire at center back for tactical reasons, according to Ten Hag, whenever that game was. I think at this point it's even earlier than that. I don't think I was even 10 on
that game was pure domination, bro. From the penalty to the end.
What feels like every single fucking Manchester derby because of just some stupidness, whether it's the players.
No, I can't. No, honestly, bro, I can't wait for the next derby though. It's gonna be more competitive than the first one.
I just hope at that point we're in similar form and confidence as you're. But our confidence is very fragile.
And that's if you guys stick to the same side that.
I'm still not fully convinced because for me, this Nottingham Forest test will be a very, very big test because Sean Dyche will be more than happy to sit back. Liverpool, we sat back because Liverpool
plays the most terrorist ball ever, bro.
So we sat back. We can't play how we did against them two sides, against a side like Nottingham Forest. For me, they're a big test. And Tottenham Hotspur, I mean, Jose, I don't think I even need to state, I'm not someone that seeks revenge. But for what they done to us last season, I'm on a revenge tour for that shit. Losing a European Cup final to them lot, on top of getting, dog walked by Ange Postecoglou for 3 games in a row, making Ange look like prime Pep Guardiola for over a season. No. We owe Tottenham, a biblical cooking. So these next 2 games are going to be very, very, very massive for me. You
guys play Tottenham at home or away?
Away.
Oof,
Which
yikes.
we're notoriously bad. At Tottenham, we're notoriously poor. But I mean, look, if we somehow not only just win, but good performances come of it as well, then hey, maybe we have turned the corner. But we'll see what happens. Speaking of Tottenham, Tottenham Hotspur, what are you two saying? I mean, Thomas Frank and them have dropped off.
Yeah, but I was so confused because in my head I was like, Tottenham have been shit, and then I look at the league table and they're in third, and I'm like, what? How are they still in third? But it's because they had a good start to the season, but they just won that last game. I can't remember who it was against, but they won 3-0. I think Van de Ven scored 2.
Everton, yeah.
He's still looking pretty good. I think Tottenham are still looking pretty good defensively. I just think offensively wise, they're having trouble scoring goals, and I think that that's definitely somewhere they can improve. But I mean, you look at their options going forward are really not very good. Like, I mean,
I've been saying since last season, which is why I give so much credit to Ange. He, in a sense, in regards to just coaching the attackers, when strictly looking at the attack, he is such a good coach, strictly in the context of the attack. He won that attack at Europa League. He had to go, I don't know however long. He won a Europa League with Richarlison and flipping Brennan Johnson, which, yeah, I know Andre loves Brennan Johnson, but come on. He's crap. He's just not it. Like,
he's a mid-table player.
And he cost 50 million. Whereas we spent 60 million on Cunha. So, yeah, it's a bit mad when you think about that. But, yeah, Van de Ven's looking, but one of their better players. Vicario.
His form has dipped like crazy, bro.
We need to talk about this guy. Is he Onana in disguise? I don't know.
No, that's too harsh, bro.
He might be.
That's too far. That's too far.
No, some of the mistakes that I'm seeing him make. Some of the mistakes that I'm seeing him make.
Can't get as worse as Onana, bro.
They're very Onana-esque with some of these mistakes. I don't know. I don't know. But
no, can't get worse than that.
It's a bit mad. It really, really is. João Palhinha's probably been one of the better players. I know. I could probably imagine Andre's been cooking Bentancur because he's just fallen off again. Bentancur's died again. Richarlison, yeah, people. Them all at Tottenham are doing the flipping. They have the audacity to bring back the R9 Richarlison, photoshops and all of that. And yeah, he's just back to the Richarlison we know. Solanke's still injured. So yeah, the only striker that they've got has been Colomwani up front. And yeah, I think we all know Ilyas said the better about Randall Colomwani. But even Kudos has dropped off, but I feel a bit sorry for him because that entire attack in regards to creativity and excitement, a lot of it's on him. So I'm also not going to let get away with it just because he's gone under the radar. Xavi Simons. This guy is brought into the club to be what? The creative linchpin. And I've not seen anything so far.
Yeah, but on Xavi Simons and also on Florian Wirtz, I mean,
both of them are very good talents.
Yeah, but they're similar in that they played first in the Bundesliga and they played in teams that played 3-4-3s and they played in those high 10 roles. And those high 10 roles are so different from
and more freedom.
a Premier League 4-2-3-1 10 role. And you're like so much more is asked of you to play in that 10 role in a 4-2-3-1. I don't understand why these managers think that they can take a player from the Bundesliga playing basically as a left wing /10 and turn him into a Premier League 10. That doesn't really make any sense to me at all. I don't know why.
Just play him in a completely different position.
Yeah, it's entirely different. I mean, like, this is why I love Jude Bellingham so much because Jude Bellingham can play in that proper 4-2-3-1 10 where he can defend, he can attack, he can keep the ball in midfield, he can do all of these things. Whereas players like Simons and Wirtz are so used to just only having to attack, basically, in these previous roles they had in the Bundesliga, a much easier league, in my opinion, at least, than the Premier League. So it's like I think these players are just going to take time and they're going to need a little more ability to just go forward, and they're going to need more defensive awareness from the rest of their midfield to succeed in the Premier League.
No, I think what you said about the managers, you make a brilliant point because when you have someone like Florian Wirtz and you can see what you're doing isn't working, throwing a shot, change it. Change your system. Change it. Be flexible. This is why I rate Thomas Frank so highly. Yes, Tottenham have not been great at all whatsoever. But I feel like Xavi Simons will be okay, and why I think he'll definitely, by the end of the season, just early prediction, I think he'll have a better season than Florian Wirtz. Assuming that Shaw and Frank get the full seasons and whatnot. Thomas Frank is a very flexible coach. He will change things up. He will change his shape, change his system if need be. We've seen it millions and millions of times with Brentford. So, and going based on what I've seen, and he's done it already a few times at Tottenham already. I think he'll be all right because I have faith in Frank that he'll change things up, even though their football has been diabolical. It's been awful to watch. Definitely more on the boring side, but this Arne Slot's refusing to change things up. And I don't know why. I don't know, maybe whether it's just bald Dutch managers, because I've seen it before. A certain guy bought Mason Mount to play in a pivot with Casemiro and thought it was a great idea, even though him and Bruno would never work in the same team. But I don't know if it's a bald Dutch manager thing or whether it's just managers now these days having the egos that they got. Because you can blame the players to a certain extent, but, the players aren't picking themselves and choosing to play in, not saying, hey, I'm going to actually play in this position, in this side, in this system that I know it's not going to work for me, but I'm going to choose to play there. No, they're not picking themselves. The manager's deciding that. So to a certain point, you make a very good point on that. Mo, what are you saying? What do you think about this?
The ego of managers, I know that a lot, especially from from the experience from City, especially last season too as well. And it was kind of evident that Pep had this emotional entanglement to this, I'm saying, like the treble version of Gundogan and Bernardo Silva, that he thinks that they're still the same player. Um, and during that season, when it was like 3 years back, and they clearly wasn't, because we had a terrible season. We went trophyless for like the first time in like forever. But yeah, I mean, the thing with the ego about match is that, like, and especially with Amarim as well too. Like we talked about how, where I believe you said he had like a meeting with the board to change up his formation, but he
Allegedly, he had a
said,
meeting with the board
uh,
after
uh,
the
uh,
Brentford
yeah,
game or something
uh,
like
uh,
that
uh, yeah,
to
allegedly,
change
but
the system
yeah,
or
to change
change
system,
something.
and he said no. So I mean, yeah, it's like examples like those two. As I said, like that really costs us like few games, and I mean, ultimately, bro. I mean, it's really up to it's really up to the manager. And if he continues to go into like a bad form or he has a great form, then it just really depends on how the team performs. But yeah,
No, yeah, you make a great point. But yeah, I wish Andre was here to talk more about Tottenham and death. But I mean, hey, we may get a clip from him later on, or whether if he joins. And I mean, hey, and you know what? If so, we shall pan you over to him. And the same applies to wherever Sirius is, man. He said he'd be joining, but I should know better than to putting my hope and faith in Sirius, coming up clutch. It's like, I don't know, putting my hope and faith in Hoyland and Garnacho. Oh wait, no, now as I said it, now he's here. How ironic.
Excuse me?
Sirius has arrived just in time, actually.
for
We just got
Arsenal.
to Arsenal now. So
Hmm.
perfect timing. Sirius, what are you saying about Arsenal? Looking at their run of games, scores, ratings, thoughts on what Arteta's been doing lately. Any players to mention? Talk about talking points positively, negatively.
Um, yeah. Sorry, I'm late. Just came out of work.
All good.
I'm in the Uber coming back. But yeah, I mean, like, if I had to rate it 1 out of 10, it'd be a 10. I mean, like 0 goals conceded in October, 3 this whole season. I mean, like, we have the best defense in the world right now. Yeah, and then we're gonna win the league in the CL. So it's as simple as that. Um,
Lads,
Okay, hang
any
on.
thoughts on that?
No. I'm not letting you get away with that. I don't know why. I have another Arsenal fan who thinks that their team is going to win. What in the world is giving Arsenal fans the belief that you are going to win the Champions League this season?
we've conceded 0 goals this month.
Don't fall into the rage bait, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, fine. I don't know about the CL, but we're winning the Premier League, and
Make
that's
sure
fine.
I
someone
agree. I
gets that
agree
clip
on
from
that.
earlier. Make sure someone gets that clip from earlier, though.
CL, we might have some trouble with PSG, but we're at least gonna get to the semis. Hundo P.
One thing that I actually have seen changed. Eze has been freed. He's been allowed to play, not just on the left hand side, but in his natural position as a midfielder, and we've seen improved performances. Any thoughts on this run of games from Eze, because it's actually been looking very good though.
Yeah, I mean the reason that he gets to play in that free role is because Odegaard is injured. So when Odegaard comes back, I don't really see him playing there unless they try to do something like a double cam pivot, which probably won't happen. So yeah, he's gonna enjoy it for now. But when Odegaard comes back, I don't know if that's gonna be the same. But you never know. He's playing well. I actually didn't think he had an amazing game against Crystal Palace. I thought he had a great goal. But besides that, I thought he was actually kind of poor on the ball. But he's been good. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Honestly, I don't have a single bad thing to say about anyone on our team. Everyone's been performing. Everyone's been great. Little bit of an issue that Saliba is out, but no need to fear. We have Musquera. We have I don't even know how to say his name.
Johnny Bravo up front. Anything about Gyökeres? Anything concerning?
Look, he's not scoring a lot, but first of all, what he's doing, which Havertz can't do, is the defense is coming to him, which is allowing our wingers and Eze to be more free. His hold-up play is really good. He scored 2 against Atletico. He's gonna look if he doesn't score again and we keep winning. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care how many goals he gets as long as we win the Premier League. One thing about him is I don't know if he's fully fit. It looks like he's a little the way he runs.
Preseason. I mean, if he's injured, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, how many players have we seen Arteta play through injury?
He looks a little slower, but that just might be because he's now in the Premier League. But no, I don't want to say anything too harsh about him. It's his first season in the Premier League. I think he's done okay for himself, and he's taking away pressure from the other players that are attacking, which is good. People like Martinelli, people like Eze, people like Trossard.
I think one attacker that you haven't named. Do you feel like Bukayo Saka's dropped off in regards to just impact when it comes to not just production on the goal side and the assist side, but just being an all-around threat? Because I feel like Gyökeres takes so much away from that, but not necessarily in the positive sense. Because there have been more games than not where I feel like I'm watching Arsenal, and at times I'll also be like, oh shit, I forgot Saka's even existed. Not necessarily that he's been absolutely awful, but just it's not really there.
No, I mean he came back from an injury, so look, he only has 2 goals in the Prem. He scored actually yesterday in the Cup, but he's coming back from an injury. Last game that he played, he was sick, so he got subbed off early. He wasn't playing well. Besides that game, he's been good. He's been good for us. When he's not scoring, he has been dangerous. So I'm not sure what you're saying with that. Last game, yes, you couldn't even notice him. He wasn't playing. He was like a ghost, but he was sick. Games before, he's been great. I'm hopefully when Madueke comes back, there'll be even more competition, even more incentive for him to keep playing better. But no, I'm not worried about him at all. I don't think there's been a huge drop off. I think he's just coming back from an injury. I think even this weekend he's going to score. So.
I mean, no, you make a good point. And one thing I will say, I mean, fair play to Nonzinho. They dubbed Thierry Henry. He's been performing more times than none. So I mean, I don't know whether that's we signed Madueke or I guess seeing how it goes. But one last question I will ask about also before we do just a quick fire round of the rest of the Premier League. Set piece FC £1 billion Stoke. What are your thoughts on this Arsenal's? Is Arteta obsessed with set pieces? Because I saw a stat the other day. Apparently, 17th in the league when it comes to open play, chances and goals, but ranked number 1 for set pieces.
I don't know what obsessed with set pieces means. I mean, it doesn't. It's not his fault that we keep getting corners and free kicks. I mean, I don't think it's an issue right now because we're not conceding goals and we're still winning. When it becomes an issue, it will be. But for now, it's fine. I mean, we have Declan, who's one of the best set piece takers, and then we have someone like Gabriel Magalhaes. By the way, right now, top 3 center back in the world, easily. I don't think that's arguable. He's been he's been basically perfect. Besides that one goal against Newcastle, which was his fault, he's been perfect. And then he later scored against Newcastle. So I don't see it as a worry. I don't see it as Arteta's obsessed with it. I mean, it's not his fault that we're getting corners. It's not, we have a set piece coach.
Jose, what do you think? Any thoughts on
Well,
that?
I think Arteta was just interviewed, and he says we spend like a ridiculous amount of time on set pieces. I think I heard about that. I don't think that your set piece stuff is a problem. I think it's a big strength. I mean, you're by far the best team I've ever seen on set pieces. But my concern is more that I don't think your attack is winning you games. Like, I think your midfield and your defense is winning you games, and I think your attack is kind of playing a little disjointed from the rest of your team at the moment. I think if you look at the goals that your attackers are scoring, they're kind of like maybe like an extra goal in a game where a midfielder has scored you the first or something like that. And I just think that could be something of an issue going forward if your attack doesn't kind of join with the rest of your team in the way that you're playing and start winning you games more often.
No, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think that, yeah, like we haven't scored a lot of goals from open play. But, when your defense is so good, you don't necessarily need that. And it's like what I said, when it's an issue, it'll become an issue. But for now, I'm happy the way we're playing. Like if we win 1-0 every single game, I don't care. It's really, really boring to watch. I can't lie, but I like that. And also we put 4 past Atletico, so it's not all boring.
They are performing in the Champions League. I actually said I said the exact thing them earlier when we were talking about Amarin. I was saying the same thing. His football is so unbelievably negative, but if he just keeps winning games, then it'd be pointless for me to scream the manager out. If you're just winning, all your games, doing, securing the short term, doing what's expected of you in the short term to secure more long term time. So, no, that's a good point. Very, very good point.
Amarim and Arteta are the 2 best managers in the league at the moment.
For God's sake. To round that off, just to do a roundup of the rest of the Premier League, Aston Villa, they have been on a hot streak at the moment. Lads, what are you guys saying about Villa? Emery, players particular?
I mean, they've totally turned it around. I mean, I think last time we covered them, they hadn't won a game. I don't even know if they've scored a goal, but now they've totally turned around. They look like the Aston Villa that we've known from the last few seasons. They're looking good.
Conte's been immense for them. Matty Cash. Sorry, Mo. I shouldn't have said that name, Matty Cash.
It doesn't matter.
Well, what are your thoughts? Any players in particular for? I mean, you man played Villa like just recently.
One player I definitely see that's, in my personal opinion, definitely the best one is definitely Onana. I mean, he absolutely busts that midfield every time, and especially when he played against us when we didn't have a defensive mid. I mean, he was like his physicality was definitely showing. I will say Villa is starting to pick up form a little bit. And as Joe said just now, they're starting to like the Villa that we have seen in the recent years too. And I agree. Yeah.
No, definitely. That midfield of theirs, for me, it's you wouldn't think of it normally as one of the best midfields in the league, but I think it is. That midfield 3 of what? Whether it's Onana or whether it's Boubacar Kamara, who I haven't even mentioned, he's such a great footballer as well. Very, very, very good technically. And you have the likes of John McGinn, who's also good technically. You have the likes of Yuri Tielemans. We've seen, enough of them to know how good he is. They have a very, very good midfielder. Morgan Rogers is looking back to his best. That goal he scored against Tottenham was absolutely sublime. What a strike from Morgan Rogers for that goal. And Aston Villa finding the way, the way back into, as Joe said, the Villa that we know. The Aston Villa that we've seen for, I don't know, it feels like forever under Unai Emery. And he deserves so much of the plaudits as well. Next, Bournemouth. Iraola. continuing to just do his job. Panel, what are you guys saying?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how this team is doing this well, and they've been doing it for the past what is this, his third season in charge? Maybe 2.5 seasons in charge.
That manager
But
deserves so much credit.
yeah, he's been amazing. He's got everyone playing really well. I don't know. I don't even know who to point out. They all look very good. What's his name? Tavernier, Semenyo, Clivert, all looks great. Their defense still looks great despite them losing. With Kirkez, who I love, but I think that it doesn't even look like it's affected them at all. I think they look brilliant.
No, definitely. And Mo and I were talking about this, earlier in, last week. I'd say more last week on the D&M show. Last week. And we threw out what I felt like is quite a polarizing question, and not the worst thing, but definitely one that I thought I'd throw out to you guys. Do you guys think Antoine Simi, outside the traditional top six, is the best player in the league? Outside the top six, or traditional top six, I should say. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Sirius, Granit Xhaka.
I mean, he's been performing. I mean, he's been outstanding for Sunderland.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, are we talking about Sunderland right now?
no, I was asking. Do you think Antoine Semenyo is the best Premier League footballer outside of the top six?
No, I think maybe in terms of form, but I think in terms of class and it's Xhaka. I mean, he's come into this side and he's made it. I feel like ever since that, second to last season where he started to improve, and then his last season with Arsenal, how great he was, and then Bayern Leverkusen, he's just been class. Not the fastest player, not the, not the. I don't know how to describe him. He does everything right, and he's a leader, and he's just technically great. But I do think that Semenyo is a class player, but I think in terms of form, yeah, maybe you'd say Semenyo is, but in terms of class, I think Xhaka. It's also, I think he has, a huge impact.
No, fair. Let's move some of these Premier League sides fairly quickly. You know what? With Brentford, Keith Andrews, what a job he is doing at Brentford. I think every single one of us writes it off Brentford and say they're going down. But you know what? Brentford are just so well run. Actually, no, I don't think it was all of us. I think Sears actually told us all and backed Brentford to stay up.
Yep.
And to be honest, you look at what Keith Andrews is doing. He's never even, the only coaching experience that he's had, actually, funnily enough, is being a set piece coach. And again, funnily enough, Brentford have been very good and effective from set pieces. You see the job that he's doing at Brentford, and it's been absolutely brilliant. Considering everyone they lost in the summer, their coach, their goalkeeper, their captain, their two main goal scorers, and probably more. They've done a very, 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 very solid job, honestly. Igor Thiago is, for me, one of the more underrated strikers in the Premier League when you look at his form. He's just a nuisance up front. I think technically he's solid and he's sound, but I think he's just such a nuisance as well. And Django Ouattara as well. I mean, I knew what this guy could do. We saw it at Bournemouth, and at he went to Brentford. I mean, he was still a week in, week out player at Bournemouth, I think, but he is the man. He is the star of the show. He is more or less the attack, along with Igor Thiago and flipping Damsgaard as the comeback story of Damsgaard is mental, honestly, because he's been performing very well this season. So, I mean, I have a lot of praise for Brentford. They were phenomenal when they beat Man United at home, but we all know what happens when we go to the G-Tech Stadium. It's the usual. So, I mean, even though we all knew it was coming, I have to give props, to where it's due. But yeah, fair play to Brentford, honestly. Crystal Palace. Oliver Glasner and this team are just phenomenal, honestly. Lads, what are you saying? I mean, do you reckon Glasner will stay past the end of the season, or do you think he'll be gone? Because contract does expire. What do you guys thinking?
There's a chance he gets picked up, but I think teams are going to be looking to pick up Anthony Iraola before they're looking to pick him up. I think
I think so.
Iraola plays a much more attractive style of football, I think, than Glasner does.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Glasner is superior defensively. And they have their form has dropped a little bit in the past run of games, but I think you look at the teams they played. I mean, they lost to Arsenal. You can't really complain too much about that. They're top of the league.
And they only lost 1-0.
And then, they only lost 1-0. And then the loss to Everton, I guess, could be a little disappointing. But otherwise, I think that they still look decent. And they should be a real force this season. I could see them fighting for Champions League, Europa League.
Yeah, they can. They absolutely can. I mean, they should be in the Europa League, but yeah, that squad Marinakis is, him and John Textor and UEFA are to thank for that. I wanted to see them in the Europa League so badly. So badly, because that would have been really, really cool to see. But I expect them to win Conference League. I expect that of Crystal Palace. And if for anything happen in football, but I feel like it's a matter of when they win the Conference League, they'll hopefully get Europa League status and all that. But Mark Gahey, Oliver Glasner came out in a press conference and publicly stated that Glasner will be leaving the club at the end of the season. And I wanted to ask you guys, where do you think he'll end up? And Joe, I'll ask you. I know a certain president loves a free transfer. Probably several center backs of a certain Spanish side will probably be on their way out. Would you grab Gahey on a free for Real Madrid? Or do you think that might be more of a Conte thing?
I would. I don't know if we need a center back at the moment. We have 3 top center backs at the moment. I think Militao, Rudiger, and Haaland are all brilliant. Rudiger may be getting a little old, but we'll see what happens once he's back from injury. Militao obviously is injury prone, but Haaland I think is very consistent. I don't know if we need a center back. I wouldn't be opposed to Gahey. I think he's a top player.
Because I think Rudiger's contract expires at the end of the season. I've been hearing that the club aren't looking to renew. Alaba's just, he's a quality player.
Alaba's done. Alaba's done.
Yeah, that guy's a lost cause. He'll be on his way out. So yeah, he'll be down in numbers at center back anyways. Militao, you can't, relying on Militao's fitness, again, it's like relying on Luke Shaw's fitness. Like, you just don't do that. Dean Allison's had a good start, but bar that, Raul Asensio is just, people, when people call him the Ramos regen, I just wanted to cry. I really did, because he's not even a fraction of how good Sergio Ramos is. Not even a fraction of the footballing ability. So, and I don't particularly rate him either.
Sorry, who isn't a fraction as good as Ramos?
Raul Asensio.
Oh yeah, no.
So numbers will be needed, and we know Florentino Perez, he loves a free transfer, so that definitely is on the cards. Definitely could be on the cards. But I think Gahey, wherever he goes, will be a quality addition. Ismail Yassar has been on fire. Mateta has just kept on going. Jeremy Pino.
Did you see the beef between Mateta and Zaha?
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask you guys. Yeah.
It was so.
What do you guys think about that?
It was just so strange.
The Zaha and Mateta thing. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, for a quick recap, if I'm understanding it correctly, I think Mateta came out basically and said that Zaha told him that he would never make the French national team, and then Zaha came out and recorded a video of himself saying like, "I don't know why he's saying this. Like, I would never do that. Like, one time I might have joked about it one time, but that's it."
No, I just found it really stupid, honestly. Mo, what do you say?
Yeah, I was gonna say I also heard it too, and Matessa, just go play football, man. Do your thing, bro. He's been balling out for Crystal Palace, as well as Sarr as well. But also another one guy that hasn't been really mentioned a lot is Munoz, if I pronounce that last name correctly. That right back.
Yeah, he's great, man.
What a baller, man.
We haven't even mentioned
So underrated.
Adam Morton, man. We haven't even mentioned
Adam Morton. Munoz and Amoy, like their names aren't exactly mentioned as much as Mateta and Sar, but those
No,
are
they're
two
not. Ineos,
ballers,
if you're
bro.
serious, you run me out of Morton this summer. If
Yeah.
Ineos are serious,
Because
run me
I
him and
mean,
Baleba, and we're good.
if there was one guy, that I would have gone for personally, since we couldn't get Livermento last summer transfer window, it would have been Munoz, bro.
I mean,
Because I
he is a
mean,
wing back though.
he's a wing back, but he sometimes does play at the national, what's it, natural, not national, natural right back spot for Crystal Palace at some points, especially out of possession. So yeah, age is an issue, but that was definitely would have been a guy I would love to have as our right back replacement for Kyle
Yeah,
Walker.
fair.
Like
No,
he's a baller.
yeah, fair play to Crystal Palace, man. Honestly, they've been doing their thing in the league. Dog walking Liverpool as well. 3 matches in a row, and yeah, long. Oh yeah, and with that, yeah, long may that continue as well. Brighton. Uh, what are you allowed to say? One thing I will say, it is funny to see just by coincidence this season, Carlos Baleba just more times than not getting hooked at half time. Carlos Baleba just dropping off, just having stinker after stinker, just maybe just coincidence. Joe, any thoughts?
Well, yeah, it definitely seems a bit odd. I will say I'm sure he would have wanted a move to Man United, maybe to Man United, maybe to someone else, and maybe he didn't get it. And then you see, I mean, this is why I was saying how impressive it was that Gahey didn't drop off this season, because he was about to get that move, and then
He's
it
been
fell
so
through,
professional.
and then he still kept playing top quality like he usually does. I mean, it's very very easy for what I assume happened to Baleba to happen to anyone in that situation. So yeah,
Yeah.
credit to
No,
Gahey again, I
definitely.
guess.
No, honestly, and yeah. And one thing I will say, for all the viewers and the subscribers, especially for the OGs, for the originals, everyone knows who started, on this channel. Everyone knows who started, or really brought about the all the Mark Gahey propaganda, the Mark Gahey hype train. Everyone knows. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But as for Brighton, I will say you could have Mendes been performing more times than not. Danny Welbeck just feels ageless at this point, honestly. Van Hecke, for me, he's becoming more one of the most underrated center backs in the league. I think he's very, very good. De Kuiper's had a great start to life at Brighton as well. And yeah, Verbruggen's been, just doing his thing, just being the solid goalkeeper that he is. But yeah, I can't say much more than that on Brighton. One team that has been a bit surprising, Burnley. And, bar Jaden Anthony and all that, Ugochukwu scored a brilliant goal the other week. Do you guys think that Burnley have a chance to stay up? Especially seeing how considerably poor some of these Premier League sides have been. And what feels like a very real possibility that they could go down. I mean, Burnley are fighting. They are not just fighting, but, they're doing all right. What do you guys think?
I think it'll be a really interesting battle. I think between, I would say, I would go Leeds, Burnley, Fulham, and Nottingham Forest for that last spot. I think West Ham and Wolves for me going down, but
I
the
feel
rest of
like
them I
West
think could
Ham
all
might
fight
have a
for them.
chance to stay up because
I
they have
mean,
a manager
they
like
certainly have the
Nuno.
players, but I just feel like they
No,
can't
yeah.
get anything right at this point.
No, yeah, and yeah, the mess at West Ham is definitely it's something a bit mad. But I mean, hey, shout out to Burnley, man. Because you know what? I think there were 2 wins on the bounce. But yeah, fair play to them, honestly, because you know what? Not having the greatest amount of resources and all that, but you know what? They come back and they've done better than I would have expected. So fair play to Burnley and Scott Parker. Everton. I feel like they've dropped off a bit, though. Maybe not in regards to the results, but in the performances. Beto, this striker, for the life of me, like this guy, like he's so hot and cold. Like few games running, he'll be, it seems like he can't, do anything else but score goals. And then for the next run of games, it will be he can't hit a barn door to save his life. Like people may think I'm crazy. People may think I'm wrong, but I think in regards to strikers in the Premier League, Beto is he's such a polarizing striker when to look at, because it's so streaky to the point where, not many of the strikers in the league have this sort of, hot and cold, like Beto does. It's a bit mad. Jordan Pickford just doing his thing. Everton, for me, I think people might call me mental. I think they could compete for European places, because David Moyes for me is just one of those common sense managers. I think they can maybe not Europa League. I'll take some of that back. Maybe not Europa League, but I feel like, I wouldn't rule them out for Conference League. I wouldn't necessarily rule them out. So I think they're my favorites to get it. No, but I think that they could be in the mix for it. If Fulham are in the mix for a Conference League spot, then Everton surely, as of right now, I think could be in the mix for it.
Okay, wait,
That's
hang on.
pushing it a little bit.
Dave, let me just read something, and you tell me which team here is better than Everton, okay? Brighton, Newcastle, Brentford,
I said in the
Crystal
mix, by the way.
Palace, Chelsea, Villa, Liverpool, Man United, City, Sunderland, Spurs, Bournemouth, Arsenal. Which team there is better than Everton?
As of right now, I'd probably say all of them.
Okay, yeah.
But anything can change.
But they're getting Everton
Joe,
are
it's a very fair
seventh
point.
spot.
All I said was that I feel like they could very well be in the mix for it. They're not my favorites. I put them far towards the bottom, but I wouldn't rule them out. They'll probably finish maybe mid-table. But then again, anything can happen in football. But
I don't know if that's what in the mix means.
I mean, look, Arsenal have been, been in the mix for to win a trophy for how long? And
Ooh, clap back.
we've seen how
They
that
won
sounded.
4 years ago?
5.
No,
But I mean, look. Obviously, Everton do not have the quality that all those teams that Joe named, and yeah, investments needed. Because if you're gonna try and clinch a Conference League spot, you can't do it with playing bets up front. I don't know why, Tierno Berry's not playing, their new striker from Villarreal. Why he's not? I mean, they rotate more often, but I mean, I give him a chance to see how he can do. But at this point, everything's now so reliant on Jack Grealish, and for me, just when he's free of Pep's shackles, he's a joy to watch. Honestly, reminds me of the Grealish that I saw.
You gotta, Dave. You gotta understand that people play City differently than what they do to Everton, bro. Like, as Grealish top during City, we play against a low block every time. And with Everton, he doesn't. That's why you seen him. He's like the top assister right now in the Prem. I think he still is. With 4 or 5.
I mean, Grealish's specialty is low blocks, to be fair, but when just given the freedom to play, we've seen it how many times, but it's not consistent though, which is my problem with Grealish. As much as highly as I rate him as a footballer, we all know what Joe thinks about Grealish, but I mean, look, he's going to be key for Everton this season. As long as he stays fit, then will be at least the face of what they do, at least for the foreseeable future this season. But fair play to Grealish for what he's done so far. Oh god. Oh, Fulham. This is gonna take me 5 seconds. Just doing the most typical Fulham and Marco Silva shit that we all know. Hot and cold. Mid-table. Like respectfully, I don't want to be disrespectful to Fulham because I like Fulham as a football club. I do, very respectable, but just hot and cold mid-table. Just I mean, bar Harry Wilson, I can't think of anyone that's stood out. Maybe Calvin Bassey. He's actually been a bit underrated this
If he
season.
can keep his pants up.
Hey yo, mental. Nah.
Nah.
I can't lie, man. Just having been on television a few as everyone knows at this point.
Oh yeah.
For this a few weeks ago. I went on television a few weeks ago for this. And look, it was a dream come true. It was a brilliant showing. I can't lie. It was something I've dreamed for the longest time. On a very very real note. So, but yeah, I need to ensure that things like that, at least for myself, can continue. But yeah, and the first thing that I can at least do is yeah, any of that. I can't like.
Dave,
Wait, David, you realize what I'm
It's
referring to?
outrageous.
Wait, David, you realize what I'm referring to, right?
Oh God.
David,
No, but yeah, that could be taken so. No, yes, but that could be taken so out of context. So it can be taken so out of context. That's what I'm saying. But oh God. Anyways,
Joe, it's because they might clip you. They might clip you saying that.
oh God. Anyways, moving on. God, moving on. Leeds. You know what? I was saying about Burnley a bit earlier. You know what? They've done better than I would have expected. They sit 13th in the league right now. As from the last time I checked the table, they've actually done all right. And you know what? I will say Anton Stach has been a standout performer for them. I think he's done really well since coming into this Leeds side. Daniel Farke actually for once doesn't have them sitting in rock bottom relegation, which that's definitely one of my I don't know, more surprises of the season, I guess. Calvert-Lewin actually has stayed fit, which is another major shock, a major surprise. As his fitness is similar to Militao's and Luke Shaw's. You can't trust this guy to stay fit. But one player that's been rather quiet, where he's been injured or not, just Willie Gnonto, for me, I rate him. I think he's a very good player, but for me, he should be like the face of that Leeds attack. When I think of Leeds, he's probably like the most dangerous player when I first think of Leeds for what he can offer on the ball, off the ball, and productivity wise. But he's just not been on it. He really, really, really hasn't. Whether he's been dealing with injuries or not been performing well, regardless of what it is, it's a noticeable drop off, and they miss him very, very, very much so. So for their sake, hopefully he finds and rediscovers that form. Honestly, who do we have next? Newcastle. What are you guys saying about just their recent run of games? Any players that stand out?
Voltmod.
Yeah, he's been great.
Do you think Newcastle got the better deal, selling his sack for?
Then he's like, oh hell yeah,
and they bring in.
bro.
I mean, Voltmod was still very expensive, but that's the market.
How much was he?
150.
85.
Oh, for Voltmod. Yeah, he was like he was around like 90 mil.
That kid can play.
Yeah, I'd be scared of him if I was a defender.
I mean, not only is he just. I mean, for me, one would think, at first glance, right, that he's, his best quality is aerial threat. But I wouldn't even say that. For me, his technical ability is, for me, probably his biggest standout quality. I mean, he's very good aerially, but for me, his quality on the ball, his link play, for me, I think outshines it. And he's been so good for this Newcastle.
He should have started against Barcelona. That would help Newcastle so much.
No, yeah. I was shocked to see him not start against Barcelona. Shocked. Because the one thing that they don't have is any sort of, physicality, really. Bar Araujo, really. I don't think he even started. If I can remember correctly. I don't think he did. But yeah, I was shocked to see him. Bruno G, Tonali, Joe Linton, just keep on doing what we all know them to be. For me, that's one of the best midfield trios in the league. Hands down. I don't think that's even arguable. They're one of the best midfield threes in the league. Period. And you could definitely say that they're in contention of being the best midfield trio in the league outside of the polarizing top six. I love one thing, right? I love how Sirius just immediately cut me off before I even had a chance to finish what I had to say. So after hearing what I've said, is my take now so outrageous to you?
No, I thought you were gonna say without the top six.
Okay, then no. But regardless, they're one of the best midfields in the league. I mean, Bruno Guimaraes is the quality that he's got. We all know Tonali as well. Their fullbacks are nothing but brilliant. Livramento, Lewis Hall, who just, I don't know, he's been more of a rotational player, but it is what it is. I'd say the only one that's not been super consistent probably is Alanga. He's been in and out of the side for the price they paid for him.
Wait, I
55
thought
million, I think.
Livermento's injured
Yeah, he got injured, I believe, in
against
the game against
Arsenal. That was a
Liverpool.
long time ago.
Arsenal, yeah.
Oh, did he?
Dave, I get
Nonetheless,
that ball knowledge up.
Nonetheless, what I said wasn't wrong. He's still a very, very good player and a brilliant fullback. So, nonetheless, what I said just now
Come to us next
wasn't
year.
necessarily wrong. For 80 mil, that bit of a spooky price.
I
don't
don't pay the
know.
price. We need a right back.
Nah, Rico Lewis is your guy, man.
Yeah, hell no, bro. Stop playing.
It's Matias Nunez.
Dang.
I'm also a big fan of Nunez at right back. Big fan of
No,
Nunez.
he's good. I ain't gonna, bro. He's great. He's great.
To be fair, he actually has been looking better in recent weeks, but yeah, him at right back, yeah, it's not great. But no, fair play to Newcastle right now. They've done well in the Champions League games that they played in. Maybe Barcelona second half. They've done well in the games that they played. Yes, applying context, they've not played the best sides.
Yeah, but when they played Rashford, it was over.
Rashy.
Hey, listen. I hope he performs at Barcelona, man. Because if he does,
Yeah,
he's on low wages, and yeah, it will cost what 30 mil at the end of the season to make it permanent. So no, I hope he does well. Just from a human standpoint, wish him nothing but the best going forward. But yeah, if he does well and does well enough, we'll get 30 million.
Yeah,
we'll
played
get
really
$30 million
well
for
in
that
El
transfer.
Clasico. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to El Clasico for sure later on. How fitting that they're next. I know, Joe, you have a lot to say about this club. Nottingham Forest. And the Ange Postecoglou era lasted 39 days. And yeah, after 39 days, he had an appalling record. Winless. I don't think he won a single game. I don't think he even drew a single game. Actually, wait, no, I think in the league, I think he drew one game and then lost the rest. And yeah, got sacked. I mean, it was a strange appointment.
You think so?
I don't think it was that strange.
Given the players and the manager that Forest just had, and a manager like Nuno is like the polar opposite to Ange.
Yeah, it was pretty outrageously strange.
So I don't know what the thought process was of bringing in a manager who plays the exact opposite kind of football that they have been playing. Found it a bit strange, but they now got Sean Dyche, who's a bit more suited to the players that are currently there. I think they should have appointed him in the first place.
No.
If it was him or Ange from the get-go, after Nuno got sacked, I don't know why they should have just appointed Sean Dyche. It would have been a far better fit given the players that they've got.
I don't think both of them were great options.
I mean, either options weren't great, but the better of the two options, given the choice that they got. Definitely wasn't Ange Postecoglou, which, gone and sacked immediately after that Chelsea game, which, I don't know. And, the Ange Postecoglou era is short, and I'm sure most of the Forest fans are probably glad that was a short and sweet era, given the fact that they were leaking goals every week.
Crazy how fast they fired him after the game. I've never seen anything like that.
No, it was crazy. No, like it was not even an hour after. I think it was maybe 20 minutes after the game. As soon as he went down the tunnel, he was done out here. But this Sunderland's, this Nottingham Forest side, we know they have good players. We know there's several good players in that team. One of them is a midfielder who, Forest recently quoted at 100 million. Every player is 100 million. I would never sign Elliot Anderson for 100 million. It's mental, but very good player. Very, very good player. They've got good players in that side. But now the real question is, will Sean Dyche be able to maximize, the squad that he's got? To at least keep them up at this point. And they're in the Europa League. Who knows? Maybe they'll make a Europa League run. But with Nottingham Forest, we'll see what happens. And that Matt Sells has dropped off as well. He's dropped off from last season. But yeah, it's not looking great for Forest, but I think their team's in worse positions. On the flip side, Sunderland. Let's talk about Sunderland. Seriously, you're talking about Xhaka earlier. And I wanted to ask this question to the panel. Given the context of Sunderland, what the team that he was joining, a newly promoted side, having the experience that this guy has and the impact that he's made, could you make the call that Granit Xhaka, has the potential to be looking like the signing of the season?
Yeah, I don't know who would be better at this point. I think he's made by far the most difference in his team out of any new signing so far.
I see that signing in a parallel in the way that, obviously he's had a much bigger impact than Mazraoui, but he wasn't expensive either. Xhaka, he was fairly cheap. I think just under 30 million or something like that. But
I mean,
relatively cheap, experience has come in, but yeah, the impact that he's made to that Sunderland team has been exceptional. Apparently, one of what a rumor was that one of the demands was that he was given the captaincy or something like that. I could be wrong, but I mean,
he wants the coach. He wants the coach after, and that's why he joined such a no disrespect to.
Oh yeah, but I mean, yeah. On top of knowing that, many Leverkusen players were going to be leaving, I wasn't thinking that the whole team would be leaving. But then again, seeing who they brought in, apparently Xhaka and that manager already had problems, so I wasn't surprised when he was literally doing throwing out come and get me please to Sunderland to bring him in. But
he reminds me, Dave. He reminds me of Ruud Gullit.
Who?
Granit Xhaka, of course.
Yeah.
When Ruud Gullit was player manager of Chelsea, it's gonna be the same. It's the same type of player, same quality.
Same quality as mental, man. Ruud Gullit might not have been a good.
I actually agree with Joe on this one, surprisingly.
As pretty much anything else, or 90% of things, it is what it is. The last two. You know what? We're just gonna bracket the last two. In the same sort of category. West Ham and Wolves. Both of these teams have been shambolic. Wolves have not won a game this season. They sit bottom of the league. For me, they're going down. They're the Premier League side, and I think I even said it at the end of last season and the start of this season. If there was a Premier League side that was choosing to go down, it would be them. It would be Wolves.
I think we all said Wolves, no? To go down?
Yeah.
I think a lot of us said Brentford. I said Wolves and Brentford.
I said Wolves. I think I said Wolves and Brentford.
I don't know how you guys said Brentford.
Bro,
I mean,
Brentford was
as stated
Brentford
earlier,
was the most obvious one on paper.
No.
when you look at everyone that they
my
lost.
boys.
I mean, seeing everyone that they lost that summer, I mean, it's not surprising that they would go. But I mean, West Ham have just it feels strange. I mean, nobody's ever too good to go down in the Premier League. I mean, look at that Leeds side in 03-04. How many good players have they had? And guess what? They still went down anyways. So I mean, West Ham definitely have some good players, but the individuals just aren't performing. They're not. It just seems that same old problems with them. But I feel like they might stay up because I feel like the individuals at a certain point might just fuck up enough to just get them out of jail. But I don't know. It's looking very peak for us, Sam. But Wolves, on the other hand, don't even have the quality of players. They're hopeless. After that summer window that they had, I knew that these men are done out here. Honestly, just for me, I'm writing them off this season. I'm absolutely writing them off. Before we do a quick,
Dave, can we have that as the video title that you're writing them off?
What Wolves?
Yeah,
I'm writing
that'd get some clicks.
But Dave, I writes off Wolves.
It's not even a. But I mean, every day to bring the views. I mean, hey, why not, man? Why not? Joe, for you in particular, El Clasico, talk to us. I know you were definitely probably very happy on the receiving end of that. Real Madrid winning 2-1 at home, stopping that 4-game losing streak against Barcelona, and for me, deserved winners. But Joe, preach your thoughts.
Yeah, we were definitely deserved winners. I think XG certainly showed that. I think it was about 3-1 XG. But we played very well. We had 3 offside goals. We had a penalty so the penalty for me, I think it's the correct decision to give the penalty, but I would never want something like that to be given as a penalty. I think the rule needs some serious changing, and I'm glad we didn't score it because something like that should never be a penalty for me.
It's true.
But overall in the game, we played better than they did. We did a lot more with a lot less of the ball. We had a lot of good chances. Like I said, we had 3 offside goals. We had 1 defensive mishap, and Barca punished us on that. But otherwise, I'm very happy with the way we played. I think we played really well. Camavinga playing right wing.
Oh, he was
He can play goalkeeper if we wanted to play goalkeeper, I guess. He's brilliant. Valverde, I was a little worried for him because he was on a yellow card early on. I thought he might get sent off, but he showed his class, stayed sharp, and stayed good. Stayed good throughout the match. Vinny, I was upset with him getting upset at his substitution.
In a way, I sympathized. I
sympathize
Nah, bro,
too.
you
I
can't
thought-
act like that.
No. So look,
No,
so
you
I-
can't. You can't go down the tunnel like that. But I completely understand and sympathize with his frustration being the one taken off. Because for me, out
No,
of
I
what
agree.
the
I
attackers,
think
use the best one.
I agree. I think he was our best attacker that day as well. And I shared his reaction when he came off. I was like, "What? Why are you taking Vinny off?" But as a player, you have to understand, like, you can't, like, the manager has his reasons for whatever it is, and Xabi Alonso has given Real Madrid fans no reason for us not to trust him at this point. If he wants to take Vinny
I didn't
off, he knows.
understand that decision. To be fair, I did not understand why he took off Vinny Jr. That decision made no sense to me whatsoever. But I mean,
Of course, but
Rodrigo's still a brilliant footballer and more than a capable enough substitution.
of course, but
deputy.
Deva, you still have yet to come to terms with the fact that when you have a good manager, you just have to trust him sometimes.
No, I'm not saying it was the worst decision in the world. I was just a bit baffled, because I feel like that's a
course,
player
I
that
was
I feel like
too.
if you had left him on, Real Madrid probably could have scored another goal.
Maybe he's certainly a lot better than Rodrigo right now. But Xabi Alonso's being fair to Rodrigo, is giving him his time. Maybe we'll sell him in January. Maybe we'll sell him at the end of the season.
No, we'll see what happens. But yeah, Barcelona were so poor. They were so poor. I mean, for me, what was so jarring was just Barcelona's midfield, just from an athletic point of view, from a physicality point of view, they got destroyed.
Yeah,
I mean, Tchouaméni just
and Camavinga.
dropped a masterclass of performance. Camavinga as well. But one player that I am
Tchouaméni as
so
well.
critical of, that, look, I'm a footballing person before anything else. And like I gave Bruno credit, I'm not Bruno's biggest fan. Bruno's not my cup of tea. But you know what? I gave him the credit he deserves for these past few games. Jude Bellingham dropped, for me, an absolutely fantastic performance.
Yeah. World-class talent.
He made Pedri look like Anthony doing his little spin around relay. Sent this guy spinning like a spinning top. That was such a brilliant pass he played for Kylian Mbappe. Yes, he got his goal, but that was all down to Jude Bellingham. And even from that,
Absolutely
point
right.
forward, for me, of all the midfielders on the pitch, for me, he was the best midfielder on the pitch out of both sides. So fair play to Jude Bellingham, honestly. He turned up, and it wasn't just the goal. The performance for me was even better. The performance for me was even better than the goal that he scored, honestly. But yeah, fair play to Jude Bellingham, man. He deserves his credit.
That man is absurdly talented. Absurdly talented. He can do so many things so well. He can defend. He can make a challenge. He can keep the ball. He can dribble like Zidane. Like, I'm not even exaggerating right now. He can dribble like Zidane, and he can play a pass, and he can shoot, and he can score. I love that man. Brilliant player.
I just wanted to introduce to the audience and our viewers and our subscribers. I mean, Mo's seen this already, as he's been doing on the DNM show now for what feels like a number of weeks now. However, we started a brand new segment on the show, tier lists. The other day I found this tier list website, and there were a bunch of just random football tier lists, and that definitely intrigued me. And I thought to myself, you know what? Perfect content idea.
Wait,
Why?
David, hang on. Big problem immediately.
I won't say I did not make this tier list before anyone has any judgments.
Okay, but
I did
what
not
the
make
fuck
this tier
is
list.
Raheem Sterling doing in this list?
Yeah, that's
Again?
facts.
Again, as I was saying, I did not make this tier list. This is just one that I found.
Wait, Davi, where's the tier list?
This guy, man.
Oh.
This guy. But I mean, hey, I just thought, you know what? Want to do a PLPT version of this list. And I said it a few weeks ago. I was doing a tier list with Mo. It was like the top I think it was like the top 100 players in the world or something. It was like a 2025 edition. And I saw Garnacho on it, and I made it very clear. And the viewers should know by now. Yeah, you know that's not my tier list and not my doing. When you
they
see
know.
Garnacho
Davi, they know.
on a best 100 players tier list. So, but
I think we should put Benzema at the 15 one.
But
I agree. I actually agree with Sirius on that.
God's sake, that's all. But yeah, before we started the tiers, I was thinking to myself, you know, the idea of the criteria. Do you think it'd be a good idea to take it just into account just club accolades, international accolades, how long they've been longevity wise, and overall ability? Those are like the 4 criteria points that I had just initially thought of and wanted the panel thoughts. If you look, you know, good idea for criteria making this list or not, because when looking at this list, yeah, there are players that should be nowhere near on this list. Like
I think that would be a good place to start. Let's start with the ones that we want to put low.
Okay. All right. We'll just start with the top of the list. And one thing I will say, you know, at the end of this, we will move things around. We will move players around. But we're just placing players in categories for now. So yeah, table 1 through 5, table 2, 6 through 10, table 3 is 11 through 15, and so on and so forth. So we'll start with Sergio Aguero. If you know, Aguero's time at City and at Atletico Madrid have been nothing short of phenomenal.
He's top 20 at least.
Yeah, I would.
What are you guys saying?
I would want to put him in 11 to 15, but him never winning the Champions League makes me want to put him in 16 to 20.
He almost had it, man. If you just say one more year, bro.
Yeah.
16 to 20.
Serious, what do you think? Table 1, 2, 3, 4,
16.
5 or 6. So where are we putting him?
16 to
20.
Yeah, 16
All
to
right,
20.
for sure.
Wait, Davi.
Yes.
All right, keep going.
I know. This guy. And to make our lives easier, what I'm gonna do, going from top to bottom, we're just gonna call them tables 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, just to make my life easier and probably to make most of your lives easier. Is that Jordi Alba? Is that Jordi Alba next on the list?
Yes.
I think so. Okay. All right. Jordi Alba. You know, he has the accolades with Barcelona. I don't think he was in that 2010 side that won the World Cup, but I think he was in that side that won the Euros. Joe, you know better than me. But where would you guys put?
Oh wait,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Well, he was in the side that won the Euros originally. Yes. He may have been in the World Cup squad too, but ability-wise, you really can't put this guy higher than 31 to 40.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And as for left, if this was a left back tier list or just a fullbacks, you could say he's up here. But you look at the other players, some of the other players on this list, you cannot go higher than here right now. Dani Alves, similar sort of thing. He doesn't have the international.
I will put
pedigree
him
and
at the same
accolades
tier as
he doesn't
Jordi
have the
Alba.
international accolades that Alba has.
Same tier as Jordi
Actually,
Alba, but he's better.
Actually, no. Copa Americas. So around the same.
Yeah, but I think he's better than Jordi Alba.
I think he was better than Jordi Alba as well.
Okay. All right. I'll put him here. Wait, I'm just gonna. Gareth Bale.
He didn't have good longevity, did he? But in his prime, he was class.
Fabulous.
I'd
He deserves at
probably
least
put
a
him.
top 30
I'd probably
spot.
put him in the same tier as Aguero.
Ooh.
I feel like for me,
I'd put him in
obviously
21
his
to
international
30.
pedigree isn't the best, but what he done for that Wales side, and for me, so many people have asked me who in your opinion do you think is the greatest, British footballer ever, and I've always been consistent with this. For me, I've always said Gareth Bale. Because, as much as I love Wazza, as much as I love Rooney, as much as I love Scholes and Beckham, they did not do the job that Gareth Bale has done. I mean, for me, what he did for that sorry-ass Tottenham side under Villas-Boas, nearly getting them top 4 by himself, honestly, is so admirable.
I'd
He's not
argue
top
Rooney.
15, bro.
Rooney was better.
Yeah, I think Rooney's better too. But
No, you
anyways,
could make the argument, but I mean, when I look at an international stage, what Bale done for Wales.
He's
I'd
top
put
20.
Bale. I'd put Bale 21 to 30, but I wouldn't be mad if we put him with Aguero.
For me, I feel like, and we can move players around, but for me, he's higher than Aguero.
No, that
He's
is
above
a
Aguero.
horrible
No.
take. That is
I
a
think-
horrible
That's
take.
I actually-
How is it
absolutely
a
I
terrible
agree.
take?
I
Look
agree
at
with
his
I agree
club
with
career.
Daylight.
a
I agree
horrible
Look at his
take.
club career as well. Don't tell me that he
Horrible
was a crucial
No,
part
that's
of those
not a good
Champions
take.
Leagues with
Dude,
Real Madrid.
Aguero scored so many goals.
He's not better than Aguero.
Okay, but also if you think about it, Aguero firstly is a striker.
Bale
Secondly,
just had a lot of seasons where he didn't play.
no, of course, and longevity-wise,
But
that's,
don't get me
more-
wrong. When he played, he was brilliant. But
I feel like table 3, he has to be table 3.
He's not
I mean,
top 15,
no, he's
bro.
not
No,
table
no,
3.
no. He's not table 3, but he's above Aguero.
What is
in
this
16
Bale
and
glaze, Dave?
All right, and look,
Because he's British, isn't it?
I literally just said from earlier. People have asked me literally asked me the question, who I think the greatest British footballer is of all time. I would say Gareth Bale. Like, do you want me to name? I don't know, some from another country. I don't know, man. But
All right, let's keep going.
but
All right,
for me,
Benzema 15 immediately.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, Bez was 15. Yeah,
But he has to
absolutely.
be
Table
15th. He's
No,
15th.
unironically, I would put him in that category, 11 to 15.
Yeah, but he's 15th.
I feel like he has the potential. I think could move up, but I feel like there's
No,
going to be players on this list who
no.
will be above him.
No.
No,
It's a-
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
ability-wise, you can't put him in 6 to 10.
Fair. So I mean, and look, we can place players just in these categories for now, and then we can change them later on. But
All right, just don't touch.
when I see this tier list, it's a mix of all different players, which makes it very difficult to judge. But because when you look at someone like Sergio Busquets, for me, ability alone, he's top 2.
Wait, what?
As a
What?
midfielder, Sergio
What?
Busquets for me is one of the best defensive midfielders I have seen.
Yeah, he is one of the best defensive
In my
midfielders, but
life.
he's not top 2, lad. I'll tell you that.
No.
No, but as I explained, given the context there's goalkeepers on this list. There's center backs, there's full backs, there's defensive midfielders, there's number 10s, there's wingers, there's strikers. It's so difficult.
I will put him at top
But
10. But
obviously,
I'm
in
not
this
putting
tier
him
list,
top
he
2,
obviously
bro.
would not.
That's-
In this tier
that's
list,
pushing
he's
it, bro.
absolutely not top 2. Absolutely not. If this was
He's
a
top 10.
midfielders tier list, then different story. But I mean, for me, I think he goes
No,
Yeah.
I think he goes
He's-
21 to 30.
because
Ooh,
I mean,
I don't know
international.
about that.
When you think of accolades for club, checked off. International pedigree, checked off.
I'd put him 16 to 20.
Longevity, checked off.
Okay, yeah, we can put him there.
So for me, I feel like he could go here. I feel like he's definitely above these two. I mean, yes,
I
to be here.
wouldn't actually
No.
be unhappy if you put him there, but
No, do
I
not
would
put him
Think
there.
about our criteria, though. Think about the criteria that we literally just named, though. Longevity, club accolades, international accolades, and ability.
I'd put him before Bale.
Because for me, like, if he's not here, then he has to go in and around here.
Yeah, I that's
Minimum.
fair. That's fair.
Like, respect to Sergio Busquets.
yeah,
honestly.
that's fair.
Oh my god.
Edinson Cavani.
Man United legend.
It was a good bit of business, but yeah.
Lad, why are you pointing Cavani to the 11 to 15?
Oh no! Oh no! I
Yeah,
wasn't
Brian,
putting him there
you bugging,
intentionally. I'm
bro.
just
It's either 21 to 30 or 16 to 20. I'm not going above that.
No, I think
I feel like I put him
21 to 30 is the highest I would put him.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
okay,
yeah,
there we
because
go.
we're going to see players on
No,
this list.
he's 31 to 40. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I would be
when
okay-
we
I would be
talk
okay
about
with that too.
Cavani, for me, he's one of the best strikers for me that I've seen in the last 10 years. His movement is so elite, whether it's for
Nah,
Napoli,
but
for Uruguay,
if
for
we're
Paris
putting one of
Saint-Germain.
the, if we're putting
Yes,
Alves
he's a
and
top striker. Yes, he
yeah,
is.
but if we're putting out, he's
He's
fam,
elite. Yes, he's one of the most elite strikers. But there's
he's
definitely strikers on this
he's
on
31 to
this list
40.
that are better.
He's 31 to 40.
I mean, I'd just leave him where he is now. We can always move players. If the tier gets too congested, we can.
I don't know what Joe. What do you think?
I'm okay with putting him in 21 to 30 or 31 to 40. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can move players around if need be. Chiellini, for me, he's
Such a great center back, bro.
Firstly, not just
That
what a class human being, but what a phenomenal center back. honestly.
That run with Italy in the Euros 2020 was just
And not
it
just
was
that,
perfect.
that
It was
him
perfect.
and Bonucci and Barzagli and Buffon, that defensive span for Juventus for years. And for me, Chiellini was the best of the three between him and Barzagli and Bonucci. Some people say Bonucci's better, some people say Chiellini's better, but neither's it's not outrageous to say either one. But for me, Chiellini was the best. However, I think he has to go.
I think 21 to 30 for him.
21-30, I agree. 21-30.
Yeah, when you think about accolades that he's won and his club career, like, yes, he's missing a Champions League, but I mean,
Costa.
That's another. That's one that's like, why is he here? I think he just goes.
Which like,
Yeah.
and look, I love Costa, but yeah, he has to go here.
He probably had 3 good seasons, I think.
Like for me, like I mean, what he done at Atletico Madrid first time around was crazy. What he done at Chelsea, brilliant. But then after that, he was not the same. Kevin De Bruyne.
The king. He's in tier 1, man.
The only
tier
thing
1.
that I feel like hurts Kevin De Bruyne a lot of times is in the big games, cup finals, he has a tendency to disappear. However, club accolades, he's now checked off with the treble, international pedigree.
He's tier 1,
yeah,
brother.
that's going against him. But
Nice.
No, I think
talk about ability.
I think he goes 6 to 10. 6 to 10.
When we talk about ability,
bro.
Yeah,
you
6
could
to
definitely
10.
put him
6 to 10. 6 to 10.
Him there is definitely so. Whoever made this tier list is actually brain dead. Like
No.
De Gea.
This is a good one. This is a good one.
It's definitely interesting to do, but
I think
like,
41 to 50 is fair.
no, I'd say fair enough. I mean, we all know
but
how.
put him
I
above
gotta
Diego
go.
Costa though.
Yeah,
No,
he's above Diego
I was gonna
Costa.
I mean, David De Gea for years. I mean,
He had quite a fall off, but in his prime, he was arguably one of the best.
for several years, he was the best. You could
The
say
best,
he was.
yeah.
Like, I feel like any player that I feel like you could say for like a year, it was the best in the world in their position. He definitely holds some weight. And De Gea, you could say for at least minimum one season, was the best goalkeeper in the world. So, but Cesc Fabregas.
What an underrated player, by the way. And that's not just because I'm an Arsenal fan. Probably is because I'm an Arsenal fan. But what an underrated player.
I mean, leader, so elegant on the ball. He could do, a bunch of different roles.
Like personally, if Cavani is there, like he should be there. But I
absolutely. If anything, he's above Cavani for me.
I think he's better than Cavani. But also, like seeing Dani Alves there is tough. Yeah, maybe we should switch. Whatever. But yeah, I think he's better than Cavani. But he's not better than Bale.
Did Fabregas win a Champions League with Barca? I feel like he did. Or am I wrong? Was he in that 2011 side that we United at Wembley?
No, he wasn't.
Because after the World Cup, he won the World Cup, and I think after that he left Arsenal. I feel like he might have been in that side. If one of you lot can fact check me,
I don't think he was.
But I mean, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But I mean, Premier League winner, 2 times. He won one with Arsenal as well. Euros winner as well. I mean, and this guy just had a bag of ability. I put him here for now.
I'd say let's also move Cavani to the end of that list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arya.
I'm not opposed to it. That's fair. Godin. I will say this: if Cristiano Ronaldo did not exist, this guy would have 2 Champions League medals. You would have won 2 Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
Maybe think about it. CR7 is is such a big reason why this guy does not have the accolades. But he still won shit with Atletico Madrid. He's won shit with Uruguay as well. Like he was, the face of that Atletico, the heart of that Atletico spine of that defense especially in a year where Real Madrid and Barcelona were just dominating La Liga for years, and he's still keeping Atletico Madrid competing. So it's important to apply context about what a center back this guy was.
I wouldn't be mad if we put him 31 through 40.
Yeah, I think 31 to 40 is fair. I think he's a tier below Chiellini.
I think he's perfect right there.
Below Cavani or
No, like next to
Godin
Alba.
in 31 to 40.
okay,
Right behind Alba. No, I think Alba's
all right.
better.
Oh, whoops. And we can move players around if maybe. Griezmann. I mean, Atletico Madrid for France. I mean, this guy, for me, the fact how this guy was, at a certain point, only CR and Messi were ahead of him.
I mean, I think 2016. 2017 was it?
No, 2016.
Or 2018. It was 2018. He was great 2016 too, but 2018 he could have won that Ballon d'Or arguably.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got a bag of ability. International pedigree
which one was
absolutely
it? I forgot.
It was 2016. 2016 series.
Yeah.
That was 2016.
Longevity.
Yeah.
This guy has longevity. However, club career is going so much against him. I think it's a stat that this guy's never won a league title in both of his Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's never won a league title nor Champions League.
He's better than Cavani, that's for sure.
I'd put him. I would put him at the top of the 21 to 30 list.
Ooh, above? No, I can't put him above Fabregas. No, because
I would.
If you think about club accolades, Fabregas trumps.
Yeah, Club Fabregas does win, but I don't know.
But does he really?
Yeah.
Fabregas. But
Fabregas has won a World
but
Cup. He's won the Euros.
Yeah, but
he's
that's
won
not
La
not
Liga.
club.
He's won the Champions.
And he's won the Prem. Fabregas has won the Prem too.
No, Griezmann's done more than Fabregas for his country. By far.
No,
Fabregas. Okay, to be fair, Fabregas scored like 2 of the biggest penalties of all time.
Okay,
one
yeah,
thing
but
I will say,
Griezmann was top
against
scorer. Griezmann was top scorer of the 2016 Euros.
That's true. I mean, Fabregas also did get the winning assist for the World Cup final, but that is true. He did.
No, and Griezmann was a huge part of that France team. Which you could argue and say that, I'd probably say just of the accolades alone, you could one could make the argument that they're on par, but I'd still put Fabregas above him just because he's got a World Cup and he's got a Euros. I don't think Griezmann has. I don't think he won a Euros with France. I could be wrong.
They lost in the final.
Cannot recall him doing so. Yes, he has won a World Cup. But when you look at one of our main criteria points in club career, it's not even close. Fabregas, so I'd put him here. Which but longevity is not even a question. Ability is not a question. International pedigree is not really even a question. It's club career. Eden Hazard. I mean, if we're talking about just pure footballing ability, anything below here or here is disgraceful. However, when looking at our criteria points, just longevity, you could say he's one of the worst on this list with longevity. Club career, I mean, yes, he won a Champions League at Real Madrid, but let's apply context. He didn't do anything in that run. He literally got a free Champions League medal. So, but I guess he's a Champions League winner.
I think if Bale is 16 to 20, he has to be 16 to 20.
No, I think that's fair, because especially if we're talking about just pure ability, then this guy, you could say he's in and around here. But when it comes to the accolades as well, he's a 2-time Premier League winner. One thing I will say, he carried Belgium all those years, which is why I say De Bruyne, especially in international competitions. When people think, is this going to be the tournament finally De Bruyne? No, it was always Hazard. Hazard always carried that Belgium team. And the fact that we got Belgium to that 3rd place finish under that flipping terrorist squad manager that Roberto Martinez is, testament to how good of a footballer he is. What a player Eden Hazard was. Like, for me, he's one of my favorite players, just, in the Premier League era that I've seen in the last 10 years.
41 through 50.
he's a joy to watch. But yeah,
No, I
Higuain,
wouldn't put him 41 to 50.
No,
I mean,
this guy's
in his
if you're a Messi fan, you
his
hate him for a reason.
No,
What
I
a
understand.
absolute
in
tosser.
No, look, Higuain, he's absolutely not a big game player
he's not
at
a
all.
bad player. Let's not forget.
But he drops off in big games. I will totally agree. But
No, he
this is the
does.
guy. But this is the record goal scorer for a single season in Serie A history.
He was in Real Madrid for as long as he was for no reason.
Yeah, 41 through 50.
Like this guy for Real Madrid, for Napoli,
I think
early
31
Juventus
But
days.
Joe, look at the other
This guy
players
was
below.
on smoke. However, yeah, we cannot forget his especially international career is
International flop.
his big game disappearing.
I'd put him at the top of 41 though.
I'd put him 31 to 40 at the bottom.
We can put him there and we can move him later if it
Yeah.
comes to.
But yeah, one thing I will say, I mean, but let's not act like Higuain's not been, and as it's been a scrub his whole career. He's not. Let's see. We have actually. Oh wait, you know what? Just now I noticed that Messi and CR7 are in this list. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna do this. And then we'll do, because what's the point in having these two here? Again, whoever made this tier list is useless. I'm just going to take these two. We can rearrange them where you think Ronaldo's better, you think Messi's better, but I'm just going to not waste everyone's time. I'm putting these two here.
It's good the way it is. Leave it like that.
Lad, if you think
Those
Ronaldo's
two-
better than Messi, you have
These two
an issue.
are just a tier of their own.
All right, that's fine.
So
But move Messi to the left. That's fine, but move Messi to the left.
No, it's fine. Just leave it as it is. Dave,
No,
we're leaving that at the end. We're gonna move things around at the
No,
end.
Joe admitted it already. He knows. I have it on clip.
Mental. All right. Who do we have?
It was
next?
Iniesta was next.
Oh, actually, this tier list looks, or like in regards to just like the numbers. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just move. I'm just gonna make this a 3 through 10 and just fuck off this row. Stop 3 through 10. Iniesta. If you two see anything less than this,
Yeah.
No, put him above De Bruyne also.
Yeah, he's 3
Yes.
through 10.
This guy, I mean, he ticks off every category. Like European, I mean, club accolades, what more do I need to say? International pedigree, what more do I need to say? Longevity, what more do I need to say? And footballing ability, yeah, I don't need to speak on it. Andres Iniesta. And if anyone said I'm deluded for this, then I don't care. For me, there's a very valid argument for me. He's the best central midfielder of the last 15 years. There's a very good argument for that. But yeah, what's a player this guy was? Harry Kane. Like I said about Cavani, for me, he's one of the most, not just best, but one of the most complete number 9s and boards of the modern era. He is. Like he's got loads of ability. However, when we talk about accolades, I mean, yes, he's got his Bundesliga titles. Yes, and all that, but you know what? Yeah, when it comes to an international stage, I mean, yeah, it brings me depression how this guy hasn't won a major tournament for us, but he's a part of it though, regardless. And yeah, the trophy cabinet's not looking great, but in regards to pure ability,
In regards to pure
between
ability,
him and Cavani,
I would put
Cavani
him
only
at
trumps him on trophies for me. I think Harry Kane's a more complete story than Cavani is, but I think Cavani still goes above him though.
No way.
No way.
David, that's a horrible take.
For me, he goes at the top of the 21 to 30 list.
I would say he goes 16 through 20 at the
No,
end.
he cannot. No, he's not above. No, he can't go above Griezmann.
I think he's better than Hazard.
Yeah, I think he's better than Griezmann. I think he's better than Fabregas. I don't think he's better than Hazard, but if you want to make that argument, it's okay.
I think longevity.
He's that's not even a question.
It's not like
really.
Hazard's won anything internationally. I think he's better than Hazard. I mean,
apply
he has 22 goals right now, and it's October.
But let's not do recency bias. And I'm one of Harry Kane's biggest defenders, but when you look at what these two have done in their careers so far, and also not just their abilities and what they've done, but what they have won. And
I think Hazard's a little overrated sometimes.
For
Who?
me,
I think
like,
Hazard can be a little overrated at times.
I agree.
I think Hazard. Whatever. Let's rearrange it later.
yeah. No, yeah.
But
Again,
Kane is before Fabregas. Let's be real.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. That's not N'Golo Kante. Obviously massive part of of that World Cup side of in 2018 with France. The heart and soul of that Leicester side that won the league title.
The heart and soul of the Chelsea side.
One of the hearts and souls of that Chelsea side that won in that midfield. Strike up that very, very good partnership with Matic in midfield. I think he won Young Player of the Year or some sort of award for Player of the Year, something like that. In that season, they won the league under Conte. But this guy's engine is something I don't think I've seen in maybe any player that I've ever seen in football. This guy could just go on forever. This guy just covers so much ground. And that Champions League final performance in 2021 for me, just I don't know who got man of the match that performance or that game, but for me, this guy was.
Yeah, I'd put him before Higuain for sure.
Bro, I'm putting him in 21 to 30.
Because if you think about it, right? Again, think about our categories. Longevity.
Better than Alves?
Yes, this guy's injuries was for me probably the biggest. That's probably the main thing that goes against him. I'd probably say natural footballing ability. Maybe, yeah. There's going to be guys. When it comes to natural footballing ability, this guy's not on a level that Fabregas is. Maybe not above him. Maybe in the same tier.
But here's the thing.
But
I'm looking at the players below. A bunch of these guys are gonna go lower later. Look at classes players are below. I don't think Cavani's gonna stay there. I don't think.
No, yeah.
Chiellini's
Players don't move. So what are you guys saying? Table 5?
I'm going 21 to 30. I want Conte in there.
Okay. Vincent Kompany. This is a player I feel like is either is overrated way too much or underrated way too much. This guy was a phenomenal centre back.
Definitely not 21 through 30.
No.
Yeah, but really, was he phenomenal though? I think
this guy was at City from the very start.
Yeah, but bro,
and City were crap.
I think he was good. He won 2 league titles with City, and then he basically joined the reserves when Pep was there. He wasn't a massive part of the team, any of the Pep teams. I really don't think you put him higher than 31 to 40.
He wasn't.
I think he's.
Injuries
are
a big problem with him though.
I don't think he was a big part of any of the Pep teams.
I think he's 41.
I think people look at that goal. People look at that Leicester goal and they assume he was a big part.
It's not even just that goal. Because when he left, the season he left, that Man City team were in free fall defensively.
Well, yeah, but they also had a bunch of injuries.
But they were also just missing a leader, a captain at the back. Who was this guy? If I'm being objective about it, but no, a lot of people do overrate Kompany though. But let's not this guy was a scrub.
I put him before Costa.
What bottom tier?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we'll start off now because bar league titles, club accolades aren't of the greatest variety. Doesn't really have an international pedigree as well. Even though he was a part of those Belgium teams, but Tony Cruz.
You got to put him with Iniesta and.
For me,
I agree.
Feel like there's going to be players. I feel like there might be players we see that
and De Bruyne on the end.
I feel like he's someone that he might move down, but for me, absolutely.
He might, but for now, he's there.
Yeah. Okay. If anyone says that this guy is anywhere less than here, I'm losing. I'm losing. Robert Lewandowski. This guy.
I'd put him there.
Yes. It's a yes.
I think he's better than Benzema for sure. And he was robbed of a Ballon d'Or.
That's actually a good debate. I'm not talking about
the Messi one. I'm talking about the COVID one. They just didn't give him a COVID one. That was ridiculous.
When you look at just club accolades, Benzema, I think.
No, for me, Benzema is better than Lewandowski.
Nah.
I think Benzema gives more.
Could we move him up? Could we move this guy up?
Lewandowski has scored so many more goals than Benzema.
Yeah, but Benzema has provided way more to his teams, which have won way
Yeah,
more.
I was gonna say because the fans were wanting him gone for years, and this guy said no. Yeah, even with CR7 gone, no, this is still my team.
I
And
think
this guy
Lewandowski is definitely better, but I wouldn't be opposed to moving Benzema up.
that Benzema Ballon d'Or season for me is one of like the greatest Ballon d'Or seasons from a player that I bar CR7 and Messi, those two excluded. That's one of the greatest Ballon d'Or seasons that I've seen in years. So for me, I feel like if he's there, they're both in the same tier. They're in the same tier of football.
No, I think they both should be one tier lower.
In 11 through 15.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I mean, we'll rearrange it. Okay. Hugo Lloris, he's won one World Cup. Longevity, but
He can be the last person on the list for now, yeah.
he realistically goes there. Sadio Mane. Club accolades check. International pedigree and accolades check. Longevity check. Ability. He's definitely. Well,
I think he's 31 to 40, I think.
I agree as
But
well.
better than Higuain.
I think he could go. He could arguably be top of this 31.
No, he's not better than Alves.
Because what do you do?
Yeah, I think right between the Barca fullbacks.
Okay. All right. Okay. This guy,
Mommy.
Marcelo.
So good. So good. He's better than Cavani, that's for sure.
I feel like it wouldn't be terrible to say that he's here. It wouldn't be the most outrageous thing in the world
No,
to say
that's pretty
that he's here.
outrageous.
No, I think 16 to 20 on the end is the highest I would put him.
Okay. I mean, this guy's ability is something else, man.
It's magical.
I feel like this guy's gonna be the most polarizing on this list.
I don't think
Kylian
so.
Mbappe, where does he go?
I think 11 to 15 is very fair.
The issue is just he's 27, so
When you also
so
think,
hard.
you know what you want me to do?
But yeah, but like
Put him
take the Thierry Henry, right? Thierry Henry right now says that Mbappe is already better than he was. You can agree with that or not, but like realistically, this guy has done more for his country, I think, than Henry has already, and he's scored.
Guys, he's got a better international
he's
record.
definitely. I'd put him over Hazard. For
You know
sure.
what? I have an idea because I feel like this guy is one of the only few that's still playing. My idea is I'm gonna put him last, and then once I see where everyone else kind of places, I feel like we'll have a better sense of where he belongs.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Thomas Muller. I mean, heart and soul of that Bayern team. For all the Champions Leagues, the Bundesligas, World Cup winner. Ability so underrated. So underrated. For me, he's one of the most underrated footballers in the last 10, 15 years.
I'd put him before Godin.
I think ability wise, I would put him between.
For me, he's
Chiellini
above
and
Godin for what he's
I think
won.
he would go between Chiellini and Griezmann for me.
All right. Sorry. Okay.
Immediately
Sky.
into the top 3 to 10, and above.
I
I think between Modric or between Iniesta and De Bruyne for me.
Ooh, that's something conversation to be at. But yeah. Fuck. I'll put him here for now, and we'll come back to it. Manuel Neuer. I mean,
I think he's got to be in the same rank.
well, as these guys, absolutely no. Here,
Bro, what?
I'd put him here. You can't put him. You can't because there are going to be players on this. I feel like there's going to be more players that we see that belong here. For me, he's here. The role that he had is similar role that Lewandowski had in those Bayern teams. Similar role that Benzema's had in regards to how crucial he was. But
what does Sagai think?
How many positions are left? I say we put him 3 to 10 for now. I mean, I think he's one of the. I think out of all the goals.
Now we could just place people wherever. If a table gets too overloaded, we'll rearrange later. Okay. If anyone says anything other than this, leave.
Yeah.
For me, he is actually above Iniesta.
For me as well.
Just
how good he was playing.
I'd say accolades hurts him in regards to things that he's in the amount of things that he's won, but
I think pure talent wise, only Messi is better than he is.
Pure talent. If we're saying pure talent wise, you could arguably and say he sits in this company. Maybe if there's like a tier in between 3 and 10 and GOAT, I'd make a tier for him. But yeah, Neymar is special. Special player. And I'm so glad now that most of the footballing world's actually coming around to see the player that the media ridiculed for years, disrespected for years. Honestly, because we need football. We need footballers like Neymar.
No,
We do.
leave TK right there. Leave him right there. Right there.
No
No,
way.
no, come
Way
on, man.
better
Like
than-
No, put
Way
him down.
better
I'm
than
Spanish,
accolades,
I'm
he's
Spanish.
bro. He's above Godin.
He's better than Godin. He is better. Than
He's
Godin.
the heart and
I
soul
think
of
he's
those
per- I
Barca
think he's
teams for
perfect.
years.
I think he's perfect right there.
It's awful, bro. Awful
I'd
player.
say no. I'd put him. He's not. No, he's above Alba. He's above Alba. You could argue and say he goes here.
No.
He's not better
Look
than
at his
Dani
accolades.
Alves.
He's
Look
not
at
better
his
than Dani
longevity. Look at the guy's longevity as well.
Accolades.
What do you mean his
Dani Alves
longevity?
has more
Bro
trophies.
retired in the middle of the season.
I mean, fairs, but Dani Alves' longevity. I mean,
It's pretty.
Dani
Pretty good.
Alves was playing for PSG when he was like 37.
oh no, yeah, he
Let's
did
just
play
say
for
it wasn't
PSG.
Dani Alves' skill that got him out of the game.
Yeah, something else. We're just gonna. I'll put him here for now.
Dani Alves did get acquitted, by the way. Just saying.
That is true.
Pogba. Ability-wise, you could say that he's minimum 11 through 15. However, he's not.
I'm
going
sorry.
11 through 15.
And it's not. I don't know if
He's
it's
not
like.
going in 11 through 15. But
Lad,
this
he's
guy
not even
is
close. He's not even close.
No, I think he goes 21 to 30 behind
Not-
Conte.
Not even close. I mean, it's because you two are Man U fans, but Dani Alves, Mane, like these players who have, it's because he didn't play.
None of the
for years.
None of the players in 31 through 40 have more.
He doesn't
ability
have the
than Pogba.
accolades.
No, they do not.
But he doesn't
they
have
do
the
not.
accolades. He doesn't have the
No,
longevity.
no, and that's what goes against him. I was gonna say, but I mean, let's not act like he didn't win anything with clubs. I mean, he
I'd
won
put him in
a
31
lot
through
with
40.
Juventus.
31
but yeah,
through 40.
No, he's a better player than all
no,
the players from 31 to
no.
40.
But
he's
no,
better than
but
every single one of these guys. He's better than every single one of these
you
guys,
have to
and he deserves to be above them.
remember, trophies, longevity. Dani Alves is better if we're looking at everything all together.
Pure footballing ability.
That's the
Pogba
best.
was Ballon d'Or level of a talent.
That's the
This
best
guy-
right back in the last 20 years.
Pogba
Pogba can't be above him.
Was Dani Alves ever a Ballon d'Or level talent? No, he was not.
He was in the
Pogba
Ballon
was.
d'Or every time. He was nominated every time. Pogba was nominated maybe once or twice.
I mean, also look at
Pogba's too inconsistent. Fam, I love Pogba. He was like at Man U.
It's not even me just being a Man United supporter and one of Pogba's biggest
But
admirers.
I think you guys are forgetting at Man U, he was inconsistent.
No, and that's what
No,
hugely
at
goes
Man
against
U,
him is
at Man U, I'm
Kawhi.
sure Deva and I will agree. Pogba was completely
But he wasn't
entirely
at Juve
wasted.
for that long.
It was a bit of both. Pogba failed Man United, but also Man United failed Pogba. They failed each other.
I agree.
They failed
No,
each other.
he was totally wasted at Man United. Totally wasted.
No,
Could
yeah.
have had an insane
Managers played him, as a 6.
But I
this
really
guy's playing
think
right wing.
I
But
really think just because of
his
those
injury
years he
record
missed.
was awful. His injury record was appalling. I think this guy's still injured now, but
I don't think you get. Look, it's up to you guys. It's a 2v3, but I don't think you can put him past Dani Alves.
I feel
But
like he
I
was
also
here.
think Dani Alves is better than Cavani. I don't know why Dani Alves is. That's like the best right back. Like,
All right. And again,
in
we
this
can move
thing.
players around. We will move players around. We will do so. Sergio Ramos. Okay,
Sergio Ramos
He's-
is in 3 to 10,
he's
and there's no
he's minimum
disagreement.
here.
No,
He's minimum here.
He's in 3 to 10. This is the one I care the most about. He has to be in the
Okay.
top. In the
No,
top.
I
3 to
said
10.
bare minimum. He's here on par.
I'm
He's
okay
above
with
them
that.
anyways.
He's the greatest. He's the
Um,
greatest center back of our time, by far.
Marco Royce, love so much ability, but actually no. He goes table 6.
yeah, but he doesn't. He's not
Ooh,
being
these two. I'm gonna do these two more.
No,
Robin and
hang
Ribery.
on, hang on. Switch Royce up to like between Company and Costa.
No, this guy had no longevity.
What?
I mean,
Neither did Costa. Well, he
this
had
guy's
longevity,
injury
he just had
record is
injury
a
issues.
whole. This guy's injury record is so bad. I mean, but also,
Bro,
context
Diego
applied.
Costa had like 3 good seasons.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we can put him there. All right, Ribery and Robin. I'll do these two first. Who do you two think was better between the two?
Robin.
I mean, both of them for me are phenomenal footballers. Regardless who you think is better.
I'd put Robin 11 to 15.
Yeah, I would too.
And Ribery. What
16
about
to 20.
Ribery?
16 to 20.
All right. Okay. Wayne Rooney. If we're looking at is all
Wait,
around.
you realize that 16 to 20 is like there's like more than.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we'll move people.
All right.
This guy gets so disrespected. People forget the
Like,
reason why
by
CR7
people like you, lad.
thrived.
Yeah, by people like you because you say
Yeah.
Bale is better.
That's so
Just because I think Gareth Bale for me takes the title of the greatest British football player ever. That doesn't mean I don't rate Wayne Rooney. For me, if I were to make a Mount Rushmore Man United, of Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United, Rooney's in there. Rooney's in that Mount Rushmore.
He's
For
before
me-
Bale.
For me,
Yeah, I think he's
minimum
above,
here.
I think he's above
He's
Benzema.
minimum here. Minimum.
I think
You
he's
could say he
above
goes
Benzema, top of 11 to 15.
It wouldn't be the worst thing to say he's in 3 through 10. It wouldn't be.
No,
I
that'd be
agree.
bad.
For me, he's one that might move up.
I'll put him
he's
11
one-
to 15.
For me, the only thing that goes against him, international career. That kills him. Everything else, he checks off all the
Benzema's
other categories.
international career isn't good either.
No. Yeah. Okay. Mo Salah. God, just remarkable goal scoring record for Liverpool. I think he's won things with Egypt as well. He's won Champions Leagues, he's won Premier Leagues, but pure footballing ability. Like, if we're saying who has more footballing ability between Salah and Pogba, I wouldn't necessarily say that Salah's, a better footballer, not goal
But
scorer footballer.
he's way above Pogba.
But yes, he is.
Yeah.
Because Salah trumps him in almost every other category. He
I think
does.
Yeah.
Salah goes along with the players he's often compared to, like Hazard and Bale. I would probably put Salah between Aguero or between Bale and Hazard for me.
Okay.
I'd put him above Bale just because of how consistent he has been.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay. That's fair. David Silva, this guy, magician. This guy is just, this guy's something else. Technically, but I mean, for me, when we talk about greatest, some of the greatest Premier League midfielders ever, why is he not in the conversation? Because he should be. He absolutely should be.
Look, I agree, David, but looking at the players on the list right now, I don't think we can put him in 16 to 20. I think he has to go to the top of 21 to 30.
No, yeah. I'd probably put him here.
I'd put him
I'd put
before
him in the-
Chiellini or before Muller.
He's better than Fabregas, for sure.
Ooh.
No, he is. He is.
I think Griezmann's a little underrated in this whole situation, but
And again, we'll move people around. Okay.
Okay, bottom, last player, the last one.
No, he's above Lloris.
No.
He's above Lloris.
Lloris is a World Cup.
He's
No.
washed at 30.
Lloris is a World Cup.
Accolades. Lloris has won he's got no club accolades. He's definitely bottom tier for sure.
No, put him last. Put him last.
All right, fair enough.
All right, now we're on to the best striker of our generation. Let's be real.
Yeah, I
Nothing
agree.
more needs to be said.
I agree.
Thiago Silva.
I think he's definitely behind Ramos, but I think he's second. And if we're
He
talking about
smashes longevity for sure. I mean, this guy.
and
I think he's got to go
Longevity's
above. Yeah, he's got to go above Busquets for sure. I think.
I agree.
Ooh,
I
I feel like
agree.
he goes here because when it comes to international pedigree, he's not just won the things, but had the success and has had the role in those successes that Busquets has had. I'd put him here, but only for that reason.
All right,
Because,
I'm okay with that, I guess.
Cardi V, aka Van Dijk. Where are we putting him?
He's behind
I
Thiago
mean-
Silva for me.
I agree, but I don't think you can put him.
International pedigree, no. He's
But
got.
I think he's better than Aguero though.
No, yeah, I wouldn't say that's because Aguero's missing Champions Leagues. Van Dijk's
I think Van Dijk goes
So
right behind Thiago Silva.
Yeah, I agree.
no, no, he can't be on. He can't be above Thiago Silva. No, he's not.
No, behind Thiago Silva.
Oh! I thought you said above him. All right, yeah, I hear it. That might be one I move later on. Van Persie. Sorry, Sirius.
Nah,
Van
he was a
Persie-
class player.
Van
but
Persie and Higuain are very similar for me.
I feel like
I think he's definitely better than Higuain.
I think he's better
Yeah.
than Higuain too. Yeah.
I love Van Persie as a player. Walker should not be in this list, but remarkable right back. But
He's definitely better than Sterling though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no wait because no, never mind. No, Walker's got the Champions League.
Xavi.
Okay.
Forgot about Xavi.
We're just going to put him here and call it a day. We'll move people around. If anyone's going down, it's probably gonna be Neuer. If anyone goes
Yeah.
down. Yaya Toure. For me, when people talk about complete midfielders, this guy could do it all. He's one of the most
Yes, but
complete
he
midfielders
didn't.
I've
But he didn't do it all for very long.
No,
True.
yeah, longevity hurts him.
I'd
But for me,
put him,
talent-wise,
Here's the
31 to
thing.
40.
Here's where I start to agree with Sirius because I think you have to put Yaya Toure above Paul Pogba.
no, yeah, I'd say so. However, Pogba was
But
crucial in that World
let's
Cup.
be real.
However,
Pogba does
it-
not deserve to be in 21 through 30. Like, if we're being unbiased there, he does not.
However,
Like, talent, if this was a talent
No, that's a
list,
good
an ability list, okay.
yeah. That being said, you make a very good point. I'd put him below Kante. Again, he will probably move
I
down.
agree.
I
I
agree
agree.
as well.
Zlatan, he's minimum. He's minimum.
Yeah,
Here.
he's minimum there. For me, he's a better
I think
player.
he's better than Robin.
Well, for me, he's a better player than Lewandowski and Benzema.
But when you look at
But if you
things
want
that
to, but
he's
if you want to look at what he's won, then fine, whatever.
yeah. And Nelson Rose, where does Kylian Mbappe? end
I
up on this list?
still stand firm that
I
he's
think he could go here.
behind Robin.
I think
Alright.
he's before.
I
But I
actually
also
would.
feel
I
like
actually I would
what
put him.
he's
I would put
won-
him before. I would put him better than Robin actually already.
I'd put him
I
better
also
than
feel like
Ibra,
when you-
too.
I also feel
honestly.
like when you look at what he's won, and which is why we're going to move this around, he's not above Busquets, and he's not above.
Well, what do you mean what he's
Douglas
won? He's
Luiz
won a World
either.
Cup. He's won a World Cup.
And he's won the French league every year.
I guess you're waiting for him to
Busquets
get a
has
Champions
won
League.
countless Champions Leagues. He's won countless league titles. But yeah, having Mbappe on this list is a bit.
I think he's better than Robin. I think
Yeah,
he's
he's better
already
than
his
Robin.
career's better.
Definitely better than
Alright.
Robin.
I'd argue Ibra, but we can keep him there.
Now seeing everyone on this list. Okay. We're just gonna say these two for last because that's gonna be
Wait, look,
bottom tier.
There needs to
What do
be
you guys
more
think
in
about
the
the bottom
bottom tier. There's not enough
Yeah, well, we need to start moving people down. So let's move Higuain
Okay.
down,
Okay.
for sure.
and then we need to move two more people down. So let's
Out of these guys, I'll move Van Persie down and
go
Godin.
and Godin. Yeah,
probably Godin. And how would you rearrange this?
I would. I don't think we need to rearrange. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
don't think you change it.
Walker, maybe Walker goes above Lloris, but
Nah.
I'd hear it if not. But all right, I guess so. Yeah, that's fine.
I think from 21 to 30, I think we take Cavani down first.
Yeah,
I think we take Cavani down. We take.
I think
Pogba
I agree.
down.
I agree with Sears. We definitely have to take Pogba down.
I think
No,
Dani
yeah.
Alves is better than Pogba, and Mane's had a better career too.
okay.
I think he goes right before
I think
Piqué.
Mane's had a better career, but I think Pogba's a better player.
I 100% agree with that. Mane has maximized his career far better than Pogba did, but Pogba's a way better footballer. But Cavani, I feel like goes closer to the bottom.
Better than
Maybe
PK.
here.
Better than PK.
No, come on. Look at what PK's won, and look at how pivotal he's been for those Barca teams.
Wait, so how many more do we need in
Oh,
31 through 40?
We need 5. We need 4 more.
All right,
This
move
series
Yaya
definitely-
down.
Yeah. Let's see.
I still think Dani Alves is being a little fisted here. I think he's better than Yaya Toure.
No.
In career? Trophies? Career? Okay, let's be real.
not ability.
Yaya Toure had like how many good years?
Dani Alves maximized his career better when we're talking about
Dani
ability.
Alves,
Actually,
trophies,
you know what?
longevity.
I'll put him
I'd say
here for
Yaya
now.
Toure. I'd say Yaya Toure was good between 2010 and 20
Pogba and Yaya Toure are
and
so
2015.
That's only 5 years versus
Yeah.
like what a career Dani Alves has had.
Okay, it's fine. I'm not gonna die on this hill.
How many more do we have left?
This one we're just rearranging the last.
I
21
think we
through
take.
30.
I think we take Muller down.
I'd agree.
Okay.
And then what do we need? We need 2 more.
Mhm.
Oof.
One more or 2 more?
2 more. No, we need 10.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just take the last 2 down
Yeah.
and put them
Okay.
in
Alright.
front.
All right. We'll play Ribery here. Marcel here. Okay.
We got to put Well, we need.
Some of these
Conte and
might move
Chiellini.
up.
Well, no, Dave, like
16
Conte and
20.
Chiellini have to move down.
Oh, okay. All right. 21 through 30. Oh god, I might have fucked this tier list.
No, we're fine.
Um,
We just have to move players down for it to make sense.
Okay. Aguero moves down. He's the first that goes down for me.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I don't think Aguero's as good as all those wingers.
I don't think Hazard deserves to be in front of Aguero.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I agree.
Honestly, I'd say
Does he?
Marcelo. Also, I think Marcelo's a little he's gotten a little too far up there. I agree. I think he should be in 21
I
through.
hear moving him down though. I hear that.
I think Marcelo should be 21 through 30, but I don't think he should be like second.
No, I'm in favor. I think he's better than Ribery, Kane, David Silva. I think he's better than those players. Yeah.
For how much he's won, okay, fine. But I think Hazard's.
I
Hazard
think
should
we
be
move.
moved.
I think we move Hazard down between Aguero and Marcelo.
Okay. I hear that. Okay, then we.
And then
need to
I
move-
think we have to move Bale and Salah down as well.
All right. Yeah, I hear it. Who goes first? Bale or Salah?
I think
Salah.
Salah
probably
probably has to
Salah.
go first.
Probably yeah. It feels criminal to see Griezmann at the bottom.
It
though.
does. It feels
It
weird
does.
to see Griezmann there. I think
He's
he
above
deserves to be
Aguero.
higher.
I'd be
He's
okay to
above
move.
Aguero.
I don't
He's
know
not
about
above
that.
Aguero. I think he's
I think
above. I
Griezmann's-
think he's
I
above
think-
Hazard.
Yeah, I think he's
Look
above
at-
Hazard too.
When you look at accolades, maybe bar Hazard.
But
For
Aguero
me,
was
him and Hazard go bottom. If you think about it.
But Aguero was better than Griezmann for so much longer.
Yeah, and he scored way more goals.
I also think if you put Aguero into the team that Griezmann was in, I think he would do the same thing. If not better.
Now, different kinds of players. Griezmann's more of a creator than
Well,
Then-
when
then
he was
Aguero.
younger,
Aguero was just
when he
when
was younger, they were a little
when
similar.
Griezmann was younger, he was a striker.
He was.
yeah, but Griezmann adapted his game and it changed from being
Yeah, and then
like
and
a
then it became
flying
much
winger
worse.
to- It's not so, but so what are you guys saying?
I think that's good.
Those-
Yeah, I
That's fine.
think we move Mbappe, Robin down one tier.
All right. And how would we rearrange?
I
I'm
think
cool with that.
I don't know. I think Mbappe goes
Busquets
first.
is top. That's unquestionable. He's top of this list.
I think Mbappe goes above Van Dijk.
Does he?
I think so.
I think he does. I mean, Van Dijk has
mean-
a Champions League on Mbappe, and that's that. That's it.
All right. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, yeah, I like the way it looks. 11 through 15.
We just have to drop
Honestly-
one player. We just have to drop one player from 3 to 10.
Honestly, I don't think Van Dijk should be that
He's gonna
as
be
high as he is.
No, I think he should. I think he should.
He's
I
gonna.
think,
Robert?
he's been the best center back in the world for what 6 years now. That's a lot.
Mm.
Actually, no. No.
No, Rooney's better.
Part of me feels like Rooney deserves to be here, but
No.
wait.
Not above any of those players in 3
No,
to 10.
not above any of those.
Okay, yeah. No.
All right,
No, he
we're.
doesn't.
I think Suarez needs to get moved a little bit here. I think he's being done a little dirty.
Up or down?
I would put Suarez behind Neymar.
I would as well.
You could argue and say Ramos might go.
I personally
here.
argue for I
I think
personally
he's-
would if it was
Oh,
my
wait.
personal list, I would put Ramos in the top 5.
I feel like
Modric isn't
this-
above
I feel like
Hazard.
this is your top 5 here. these five. Whoops. These five, I think, are top five. And I think these three here,
agree with
I'd probably
that.
go Xavi
I think
above
Xavi-
Kroos. De Bruyne is
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
okay.
you know what? Part of me wants to put Rooney above De Bruyne.
No.
You could, though.
I wouldn't. I mean, I
No.
wouldn't mind, but it doesn't matter to me.
No.
Think about how he's Man United's all-time leading goal scorer. Longevity-wise, ticks. I mean, De Bruyne and Rooney's international careers are largely the same. Maybe a bit biased, but I might switch these two.
But with Rooney, you also have the versatility. You can play anywhere.
Yeah, no, screw this. I'm switching these two. De Bruyne,
I think that's a
especially
tough one. I mean, it's a
in-
2v3, so it's fine.
but De Bruyne is no lower than this.
The
Rooney's
only one I care about is that one up top, and we all know who the best
No.
player is.
one thing I will say: does Neymar go above Iniesta?
I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll probably say just not quite, because just of the trophies and all that. But do you guys like just the overall order of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think KDB's better, but I'm okay with that.
I'll do that.
Whoa. Suarez is better than Modric. Don't do that.
No, I'm just saying in regards to the accolades and all that.
No.
But you could also put him.
No.
But the one question you have to ask about Suarez is where did he go in the Champions League?
True, very very true. And when you look at club accolades, these two.
Like
He won.
Rodrigo,
He
Rodrigo-
won the Champions League.
of course. But what did he really do in that season?
Modric and Ramos.
He
when it
scored in
comes
the
to club
final.
accolades, Trump
Yeah, he
Luis
scored. He
Suarez.
scored a goal in the final. But what else? You won 3-1 in the final. Then I think he scored the last goal.
He won.
Oh, no,
he
Neymar
won.
scored the
Yeah,
whole
his
scored
league
the,
title
he,
with
played,
Barcelona.
he scored the winning one. It was the second one.
Like with club accolades, like
Yeah,
Nah,
but
bro,
serious,
that's the
Rodrigo.
best. That's the best striker of our generation, lad.
I agree.
No,
But Rodrigo of Real Madrid currently has more Champions League goals than he does.
No, I mean like Modric has like 7 goals in general. Like I don't think Modric can.
Yeah, but that's
We're talking
not
about
that's not how
goals.
Modric plays.
No, dude. Suarez is miles above.
I think Suarez goes in
I
between.
don't think it's even close. No, dude. Suarez. I'll allow the Rooney one, but Suarez is better than Modric.
All right. You know what? I'll do this for now.
It doesn't matter to me. If Sirius wants Suarez above, it's okay with me.
All right.
All I care about
That's
is up top.
Okay. All right. That's all. All right. You know what? I hear both sides. I think these are the two best players for me.
Lad, Joe has admitted
play
it.
the game.
He admitted who the GOAT was.
We-
Once after 2022,
I have a certain stance on it.
The debate
I
was
have my
over.
preference. I have my preference on who I think is better between the two. But Joe,
What's your preference, Dave?
mine?
Yeah.
Or who's the better footballer? I mean, for me, this guy is. We're never going to see anything like this guy ever.
But we're
Never
gonna see
again.
something like Ronaldo. Really?
You're never gonna see
No.
anything like Ronaldo.
No,
No, we're never gonna see anything like
what-
either of them.
The shit that Messi has, the shit that I've seen Messi do, I've never in my life even seen a fraction of it from another player.
It's Ronaldo's was a machine. Messi's like I don't know.
CR7 has done, but people act like CR7. Oh, he's just hard work and he's just a hard working merchant and he's just become a goal scorer. All that, like, for me, that spell at Man United for me was the most enjoyment that I got from actually watching him. Not the second stint, not that sorry second stint that he had, that first stint. But I feel like once he got the taste of goals, I feel like he just became addicted to that feeling, and he, slowly but surely over time, especially, more so later down the line for Madrid, kind of turned from, an exciting, tricky winger to just a ruthless, efficient goal scorer. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, when it comes to just ability, I mean, I don't think we'll ever see anything like Messi ever again. And I think the same with CR, but if this were up to me, he goes there. But I'll let you two say. But I absolutely love both of these footballers.
No, I mean honestly, I over the time I've gained to actually respect Ronaldo. I mean, from 2 to 3 in terms of best players ever, it's not even there's a huge gap.
between Ronaldo and then the next player ever. But Messi's better.
If any so-called football fan doesn't respect CR7, then you don't really love the sport. You just don't. Regardless of where you sit on the GOAT debate, you must respect both of them, whether you think one of them's better than the other or not. They're both in GOAT tier.
I'm excited to, fingers crossed, see them both in the World Cup.
No, yeah, me too. But
Me too.
This is why
And for Ronaldo to win it.
You know what? Portugal has a great chance, but
not with that squad manager. They're not winning. They're
that
not
old
winning
man
with
isn't going to do that
Martinez.
much. I'll tell you that.
That old man is gonna score a hat trick in the final and reclaim his GOAT status.
That squad man. If they don't win that World Cup, it's going to be because that squad manager. He cost that golden generation of Belgium trophies. Where you think
Honestly,
about it, that Belgian side should have won.
On paper, they could easily win the World Cup. Not easily, but they could for sure win.
For me, if they had Mourinho, they would win.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like Jose would have been a perfect appointment.
I honestly think it's because their manager they won't win. Like I can't see
Roberto Martinez is an awful manager.
Winning.
I don't rate him. He's awful.
And versus Argentina, who have such a great manager.
That's true.
Actually, you know what? I just noticed. Why does it feel odd to see Benzema below De Bruyne? Or is it just
it really doesn't.
No, I think it's fair. I mean, I'm someone who loves De Bruyne, who loves Benzema, and doesn't really like De Bruyne, and I'm okay with them.
All right. I guess this is fair. But
wait,
anyways, on the top spot, like it's okay. We can put Messi there. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So
I think the World Cup makes it pretty hard for me to defend my GOAT, Cristiano, but I'll always love
Cristiano can.
I'll always love Ronaldo more because he's the epitome of hard work and success. But Messi, I think, it's inarguable at this point.
Wait, Maggers, maybe Ronaldo can score a goal after the group stages in the World Cup, and then
maybe, yes.
Anyways, but people, this is our tier list. In the comments, let us know what you think. Just we have Messi and CR7 just in their own tier line. I thought it'd be criminal to have them in and around these guys. Table 2, we got Iniesta, we got Neymar, we got Luis Suarez, Luka Modric, Sergio Ramos, Xavi, Toni Kroos, Wayne Rooney. Table 3, we have Kevin De Bruyne, we have Manuel Neuer, Karim Benzema, Robert Lewandowski, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Table 4, Sergio Busquets, Thiago Silva, Kylian Mbappe, Virgil van Dijk, Arjen Robben, and I don't need to read out the rest of these names, people. But yeah, and so on and so forth. Table 5, table 6, and table 7. With that, we have come to the end of our show. There'll be much more content to release in time, but yeah, glad we're back.
It was only 3 hours, Dave. It was pretty short.
It was a quick one.
Hey, look. To be fair, I tried something totally new, and you know what? It seemed like everyone enjoyed it. But yeah, let us know if you like the tier list. If you don't, but yeah. Until next time, we're out of here. Peace.